Crawling with... Welcome.
No. Cut it.
To Broke College Bros podcast number 29. We heard the vocal stylings of one Ben Kutniak.
God damn it.
How does it feel, bud?
Hey.
I have the power now. Oh,
Not
man.
for long. Not for long.
All right, so last podcast for a while with our good friend Jimmy Q.
Yeah.
He goes back to school tomorrow.
By the time this airs, I'll be in school for like a few weeks.
Yeah. But they don't need to know that.
They already know, though.
No, this is totally airing a couple days after we recorded it, James.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is on...
February 10th.
Yes.
Ish.
Well, maybe a little earlier.
Yeah, I don't really know when the 10th falls. We'll figure it out.
The 10th is a Saturday.
Oh, that's a good time.
February 11th. Wait,
You're going to
that's
want
2 weeks from now. Right?
maybe the 12th. Or, actually, no, you'll want the 4th or 5th.
So if that's the 11th, that means... Dang it, my birthday falls like on a Thursday.
Your birthday's on a Friday.
Ah, yeah, Friday. I'm gonna...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
This is gonna suck. It's not on a Thursday. Fuck yeah!
I know what day I'm requesting off of.
The second.
Friday.
It's a Friday. Yes.
Yeah.
The next time they might hear is if we record near your birthday. We probably should wait a day or two after your birthday to record.
No, I'll be fine. I'm sure.
You're a liar and a whore.
To be fair, a day or two after is St. Patrick's Day.
Oh, you're
God.
right. You're right.
Doesn't matter to me with my Irish shot glass sitting on my table. I keep it in the box.
I got rid of the box.
Straight out of Ireland.
Yeah, mine's from Scotland because I'm not Irish.
Neither am I. Where's my Hungarian shot glass?
Look, the next time one of our friends goes to a foreign land, we'll see what we can do.
I mean, I'm sure they don't make them, and for good reason, but I feel like having a nice wooden shot glass would be cool. You know?
Yeah.
Sealed and stuff, so it's not like you're getting the flavor. I mean, even though you're not gonna let a shot sit in a piece of wood for long, so it's not
shots
like
don't
it's
sit in there
absorbed
for
flavor.
long.
But even get a nice shot glass made out of oak and pour some whiskey in it. I feel like it's like drinking straight out of the barrel, you know?
Look, man, take up some carpentry and make your dreams come true.
All right. How hard could it be? It's just like a cylinder, and you hollow it out a little bit, and then bam, shot glass. A little taper in there, and then bam.
You've done it. You've cracked the code.
All right.
You should probably sand it.
No.
Sand it.
Splinters.
Sand it.
Take them. Don't be a bitch.
Get cut so the whiskey can just burn you as
you heal as you get hurt.
Great.
Have I ever shown you? I've always wanted to try this, but I always feel like it's a dangerous game.
Absinthe?
Well, yes. It's on the list, but it's like spin the bottle, but there's 25 different shots on the table, and not all of them are alcohol. It's there's alcohol, and then half of it's alcohol, a fourth of it's just regular drinks, then the other fourth is dish soap, canola oil.
Alright, I don't need to be part of this whole Tide dish freaking pocket dish soap.
Well, but I mean, but there's it's just stuff that's not supposed to be drank. Melted butter was one of the shots, and I was like,
might be a good chaser. It's nice and
that'll clean your palate off.
Oh yeah.
And coat it in straight oil.
Just freaking mouthwash as a shot.
Yeah, it's things that you probably shouldn't drink a full shot of.
Because you could probably,
but it's
you
also
can
used
ingest
toothpaste.
Yeah, but it all looks like it's alcohol because there's so many different colors and textures on the table.
So it's like the adult Harry Potter jelly bean.
Yes, exactly that. You're correct.
No. No, I already hate that with the jelly beans.
Oh man. I buy Bean Boozled every year, and every year everyone hates me.
I'm gagging thinking about this.
My favorite bit.
I think I've had one
bad one.
And it had
one
total,
good one,
and it was either toothpaste or blue raspberry or some shit like that. And I got the good one. I was like, calling it 100% win rate in this game.
I got vomit.
Done. Ooh.
I've tried all of them.
Yeah.
James just poured the box in his mouth.
Well, I did a handful with my friend. I can't remember his name, and I feel like an asshole. Was it?
Jamiroquai?
No, it was.
You have a friend named Jamiroquai? That was
No.
such a very dismissive no to that.
No, it wasn't him. No.
It was because I couldn't remember if it was Joey,
No.
if it was Joey or John Boy, because they were both there, but only one of them did the handful. Yeah, I'm getting off topic. Somebody did just a handful of awful jelly beans with me. It was
Terrible.
not fun.
I've done a handful of every single warhead. Like every flavor.
I
you
could
put
do
them in your
that.
mouth
Yeah.
at once. I just let them sit in my mouth and let my mouth go numb until all of the sour dissolved off, and then like gulp that, and my throat I thought was going to burn off like all the cilia in there, and like I would have no like esophagus lining.
You
That
probably
was
couldn't taste
awful.
for like a month.
It was terrible. Like
Yeah.
my throat scratched. It's just like you
Everything
just
tastes
damaged
like
everything.
war.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then the
Fucking-
candy
I
was
haven't had a
sweet.
warhead in so long.
Yeah.
You don't see him.
So
You don't
good
see him
stuff.
anymore.
Walmart.
You don't see him anymore. Ever.
No, and well, they're not like. Well, now everyone's like I said. You gotta do those Tide Pods. You don't do those
Yeah.
Warhead challenges. You do them Tide Pod challenges.
Got to inject the
At least
Tide
when
to go right
at least
to your arm.
at least when our generation did stupid putting things in your mouth challenges, it was at least food.
Is
cinnamon,
Like cinnamon.
Yeah. Cinnamon, the gallon milk.
The gallon
whatever.
milk
That's
challenge.
dumb.
Yeah.
Okay, the gallon milk thing is actually legitimately not good.
No, because your body's not meant to.
The
have
cinnamon's
that.
not good either.
I know, but at least it's just like you can't. It's not like you're gonna have a harmful chemical. Like, yes, a ton of cinnamon is not good, but like, this is a freaking chemical Tide Pod. That's awful.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the milk.
What do you mean? Wait,
I thought you were talking about the gallon
Yeah,
of
you
milk.
no, yeah, the gallon of milk's also terrible. Wait, what are you saying?
Because you just talked about
You
the Tide Pod.
you started by complaining about the milk, and then it slowly took a veer into Tide Pods. There was no
No,
transition.
well, I thought you said the cinnamon was real, like wouldn't be good for you either.
Yeah, I thought you, but I
And
thought
then I
you
was
were
like-
on milk.
Yeah, I'm saying they're both bad, but I'm
Okay.
saying like milk is really bad. I think it's like Tide Pod, milk, and then cinnamon.
Okay.
I don't know how this turned into this.
Yeah.
What is?
Welcome to our list video.
What the fuck?
I don't know. Anyway,
Here's our top 10. Top 10 stupid mouth
Yeah.
trends. Blowjobs. Number -17.
nice.
What are the better ones?
Nice.
Put it at the bottom.
Um,
Like that there's only 26 things that are
worse than blowjobs?
blowjobs are the best. Anyway.
correct.
Yeah. What's your
Nice segue.
how about them Tom Petty's?
Oh man.
Clean. Clean.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. I'm usually good with those.
Yeah.
Are
It's
you
because
though?
there's no
Yeah.
there's no good way to transition. This will be our transition from
Blowjobs
stupid
to Tom
from,
Petty.
from blowjobs / weird challenge videos to Tom Petty.
How about Tom Petty, right?
Yeah. You want to talk about that first while I'm taking a drink?
Yeah,
Yes,
you should talk about it
everyone's-
because one, I haven't heard anything about it, and two, I'm having trouble remembering exactly who Tom Petty is. I know he's a musician.
Okay.
Don't know anything else at this point.
He's I
Like if you say a song, I probably know it.
you would immediately know it. I can't think of it right now too. That like you know Tom Petty if you heard him. He's very
Yeah.
famous.
I've
can't think of-
definitely heard the name before. I just can't think of like music wise what it is, what he did.
It's a spoofy.
But yeah, so Ben dropped that on me and James that Tom Petty died recently.
Tom Petty and the fucking Heartbreakers. Free Fallin'.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the one they played on the radio.
American Girl. If that's the song that I'm thinking of.
Don't play.
I'm not going to.
Because we're on YouTube now. Don't want to get freaking strucken.
Is it stricken?
So I'm gonna be strucken from YouTube.
Mary Jane's Last Dance.
That's about marijuana.
It is.
Correct.
I think.
No, yep, you're right.
Yeah, no, correct.
Shot in the dark here.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Like American Girl, the only things I'm thinking of is American Woman.
Which
is not
I'm
him.
thinking of Material Girl.
Oh, that was the second one.
Living.
Yeah, nice. That's all we can legally play.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's too close.
We're
gonna have to cut it.
Too pristine. But yeah, he passed away yesterday?
I just heard it on the radio today. Apparently I'm the only one that listens to the radio still.
Really are.
I thought radio was kind of making a comeback, actually. Because they're
I'm
like
not
podcasting
listening.
now and... Like, well, they have like a lot of radio
I think
stations have
satellite.
YouTube channels now. That's what it is, satellite radio.
Yeah,
like,
normal radio. It's still the only normal radio I listen to. Not even regularly, just like if I happen to really care about the game, is it AM 550, which is the sports station in Buffalo. It's just like, like the Bills game's on. I'm coming home from work, and I just want to like hear where it's at.
Yeah.
It's the only time I listen to the radio. Other than that, I have CDs in my car. I have my phone to hook up.
I want an AV cord. Or apparently you can get these things. It's like well, no, I have a CD player. Dang it. There's this like technology blows my mind. Okay?
Are you going to talk about the cassette thing?
The cassette tape that you stick into your aux cord.
My brother had one.
How does that work?
Right? Because it's like a tape.
You're taking, it's an analog thing, and I get, like, so tape is like a magnetic strip that has, like, the stuff put onto it, but, like, so it's constantly changing itself.
Stuff onto it.
It just blows my mind. Like, how does you have this digital conversion into an analog thing?
I thought that was cool as hell when Adam got that for his car.
Yeah. And it plays really well.
Yeah,
like,
and it's like just like an aux cord.
Yeah.
There's no difference in
I
anything.
almost would rather not have a CD player in my car. It's just like...
Because yours is
my car doesn't have
hella old, like old enough to definitely still have a cassette.
Oh yeah, it's like a borderline like we have CDs now. Gotta put a CD in this car. Cutting edge 2001.
Yeah,
that's 2 years before I even went to school. Like for kindergarten, I think. You're 2001, right?
I don't even know. I don't remember. I think I moved to Lockport in 2001.
Well, I'm talking about your car year.
Oh, my car is a 2001.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just thinking about school now, like with kindergarten. I didn't go to kindergarten, though.
Really?
No. I came here and I was supposed to be in second grade. You know about this, right?
I think so.
I started school in second grade, but I was being homeschooled beforehand, so I wasn't up to, like, the curriculum and stuff that they were teaching, and I was having, like, freakouts and meltdowns as this little child. And I didn't know, like, how public schools worked. So then my mom's like, he needs to go back to first grade and kind of get a reboot because he's not a dumb child and he's like doing very poorly. So then they moved me back, and that's why I'm a year older than everybody.
Nice.
Yeah. So I didn't get held back. I literally got pushed back to
Got-
first grade.
He got kicked back down.
Yeah, I was at that stair. And
Punted across the first grade line.
it's like Christmas Story and school was Santa, and I was falling down that slide.
Nice. Sick reference.
Yeah, like that. No, but our great, amazing superintendent, Michelle Bradley, was my principal at the time.
At Upset.
And my mom she was trying to fight it, and my mom's like, you're not going to make me change my mind. So,
Shelley
way to go,
Bradley.
Mom.
I probably shouldn't voice my opinion on her, but
Ah,
I'm
yeah.
going to.
No, it's fine.
She's not my favorite.
Oh, yeah. I just sit next to her once at a concert.
Nice.
It was like a chorus concert, and there was like 2 spaces left, and then she ended up sitting next to me, and I was like, oh, hi.
Oh, hello.
Oh, hi, Mrs. Superintendent.
I just remember, like, she
What
went...
grade are you in? 11th, I hate you. I mean...
I went...
Hi, Mark.
We've not seen The Room together. We've not seen The Disaster Artist, but the amount of times in the past week we've all just said, oh, hi, Mark, is amazing.
That's so funny.
But yeah. My one semester of working for the school district as a janitor, the amount of shit you learn about every person in the school district is amazing.
Oh,
Especially
yeah.
from
I was
the
in there
janitorial staff.
Yeah.
Yep, I was in there for 3 years doing that, so...
I just remember my mom was always like, don't tell, if you know stuff, don't tell people where that. No, it's not going to get back to anyone.
Right.
Nobody listens to this, it's fine. It's all dated news, I haven't been there in 2 years.
I mean, all we've said was we don't like our superintendent. That really doesn't have any effect on us anymore.
Yeah, that isn't our superintendent anymore.
Yeah.
But my mom works for the school still, so...
Well, now that you brought it up, now they definitely know. If you just never brought that up, they didn't know. Could have been any James Q.
We've said my name before.
Probably.
I'm also the first person on our Twitter, on our YouTube, and our Facebook. My name is here.
I subscribe. Subscribe to our channel on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I definitely.
If you like
you have.
If you like this freaking gold content coming out,
the
right
gold
now,
mine that we're pulling shit from. Right now.
comment, and subscribe. That's what people say that you do. Apparently, if you like the thing, you just like, comment, and subscribe.
Hit that thumbs up, not the thumbs down. Unless you feel a thumbs
Hit a
down.
thumb.
Hit a thumb.
You choose.
Preferably the left one. Yeah, the left one.
Nice.
Hit, and then below that there will be a thing that's like comments, and you leave a nice friendly message.
Like say,
like
wow,
super like not angry or mean.
There is a 30% chance we'll read those if you post them.
Yeah,
I will never read them. I'm kidding. I'm totally gonna read through all of them.
No, you're gonna be like, James, they're posting comments. Read them to me, and I'll be like, no,
read them, boy.
James in Fredonia on the phone. Why?
That was the comment. Why? Why is this a thing?
Yeah, but do that. Be real nice about it.
Mm-hmm.
Don't
talk about Crow's beard that you've never seen.
Don't hurt my feelings.
Look at the picture, animated picture, and like, wow, that's a good beard.
Yeah. Look, I looked back at the picture and I forgot. You forget all those little tidbits that that Jordan hid in that picture that's our banner. One of them being the graffiti that says Schneider, because we haven't spoken of him in recent...
He's in a cage still?
Yeah. We haven't fed him in a while.
He might be dead.
Yeah.
Oh, no. I leave for a couple months.
Well, you know...
We'll check the cage for
I don't
next
know
podcast,
if you saw Justice League, but he does not deserve to leave the cage.
I don't know how he even got out to make that.
Yeah, I know. We tried to control him, but he's built tunnels.
He must have gotten a cell phone and just... Oh, man.
What a guy.
Maybe if we let him out of the cage, it would have been a better film. Maybe this, like...
maybe
we're the cause.
We are screwing over DC films single-handedly.
Good. Fuck him.
The news come out.
Does College Bros is ruined DC?
Yes.
I'm waiting for the... Like, it's so weird. Because for the past 20, 30 years, the butt of the joke that is the Justice League. The butt of the joke that is Justice League was Aquaman. And we've gotten to this point where Aquaman in the DC cinematic universe is arguably the coolest character there is.
But also, like, at the same time, not cool. Because the whole thing is just not good, though. Like, he's the best of the bunch, I guess. I don't know. All I hear him do is, like, he's, like, flying or something next to Cyborg, because apparently the Aquaman can fly. I don't know. It's in the trailer, and he's like, my man! And it's like, what the... Who says that? What kind of tone are you going for, Justice League? I thought you were, like, the dark, edgy people, and now it's lighthearted and...
It's because the dark movies didn't sell well.
Yeah, it's because they got out of the Dark Knight, or... Was that this DC?
That was Bale.
Oh, that's right.
I mean, that's Chris Nolan directed it.
Because that was the start, and they were like, oh, this...
No, those weren't going to be connected at all.
No, it was Suicide Squad.
Those were their
Batman
own
v
separate.
Superman.
That's why they stay
up.
in their own separate podium away from that universe.
From the shithole right next to it.
Yeah.
Christian Bale's just looking down like, could be better.
I think he literally
those movies are the reason they thought the dark tone would work, right? And then they tried it with Man of Steel, and it was like, wow, this movie is shit. And then they tried it with all of the rest, and they're like, wow, these movies are shit.
But the thing is, like, you got to think about the tone of, like, Batman arguably has an excuse to have a dark tone.
Yeah.
Where Superman, I saw this one edit that they did of Superman where they took away all of the like they added saturation back to the color and like took away like how gray they made it, and it was like super vibrant. And it's like Superman's a dude about hope and peace and you know, being good for the sake of being good, not because he's like being forced to like begrudgingly go do something because someone he cares about is being attacked. Superman's a character that does things because they are the right thing to do.
Yeah, that's what that's what I was saying. Like, it's like Dark Knight had like the dark tone, which it fits the Batman series, and those movies did super well.
Oh yeah,
and that's why they were like, oh man, like people really like this, and then they tried it with Superman. It's like, oh man, this didn't work. Let's keep trying.
Let's keep at it.
Let's add Batman. Let's add more people than just Superman and Batman.
It's also the director too, where it's. Yeah, I saw some funny thing where it was talking about, like, directors where, like, why Marvel and DC are so different is because the people who make the Marvel movies know all of the lore. And, like, actually read all the comics where, like, Zack Snyder's like, oh, I really like this, you know, like, a lot of my inspiration comes from this Batman graphic novel, which is, like, the Dark Knight one, which is considered one of the best ones, the Greg Miller one. But that's probably the only one he read. Yeah. So, and that's the old Batman killing people, completely different themes of what Batman is, you know? Like, even, like, with Batman, he completely changed what Batman is. He took a very isolated point of Batman's overall character and decided to, like, this is the Batman we're gonna put in, where he shoots people with shotguns.
That's like focusing on that's like taking the inspiration from like the Adam West TV show and being like, no, his main weapon is the shark spray.
Yeah.
Oh my
the shark repellent.
That
and they made an entire movie
shaped me into the man that I am.
They made an entire movie based around the shark repellent. That's what they did, kind of.
Yeah.
But they didn't make it a movie. They made it a series.
That's the thing, though, is that's another reason why Marvel's been doing so well, is because they have these story arcs, and the directors and some of the cast and the people involved in shooting this movie are reading the comic book story arc so that they kind of know what's happening. And there are always changes. Yeah. They're like, this story arc, we want to lead into this story arc for Phase 4, but they're not connected. We'll find a way. But DC's just like, I've seen Wonder Woman once. I assume it's like this. And it's like, no, dude.
But it's also like Gal Gadot. Is that the...
Gal Gadot?
Yeah. However you pronounce it. I've seen her dressed as Wonder Woman.
Yeah. But apparently they haven't because they switched up what they meant.
Yeah, and like the original Wonder Woman was like really good, and then they switched all of the designs in Justice League.
The director and the costume designer switched from all female and to all male, and they went from, you know, realistic looking armor, like
really cool looking Amazonian.
Yeah, like leather and steel armor. Now it's like leather bikinis, no more, no less. Like they
line them with fur.
They legitimately threw out, like, apparently they threw out all the old costumes. Like, they were like, we're starting from scratch. We don't need these. And it's like, you need those.
Also because it's a continuous universe.
Yeah.
Or supposedly.
Yeah. Who's to say anymore?
They've changed in the past since World War I. Now they all wear bikinis.
Yeah. A lot of people are saying they're like when they're not battling, a lot of them just wear bikinis, like on their island. Yeah, who cares about clothing?
Yeah, on their tropical island. Yeah, not surprised.
But they're like, when they go into battle, they have armor.
We've seen it.
Yeah, it was there.
I don't know.
I saw that too. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, it's just weird. Like, I think the guy, I'm pretty sure, I might be totally wrong, but I think it was the director of Spider-Man, like, has been a Spider-Man fan his entire life and has read, like, all the old storylines of all the old comics. So he knows just more about... It's not even, like, if you're specific, like, if you're picking a specific arc in the, like, you know, the storyline, like, he picked Homecoming, where, like, Homecoming's, like, a legitimate storyline. But he knows more about Spider-Man because he's read all the other stuff. It just means you have a better understanding of what that character is, and not just, like, a segment. And usually those, like I was saying, like, those more famous story arcs are sometimes have, like, a skewed challenge for the character that kind of changes them a little bit, you know, where it's like in The Dark Knight, it's like Batman's killing people, and
especially when, like, you have to focus on an arc if you're gonna make a movie. Like, you can't be you can't do the whole suit like that.
We're doing everything. We're doing it all.
But
I need 10 villains now.
You take bits and pieces out of the other one. You don't just play a single one.
But that's where
have nothing else.
It's like Thor Ragnarok.
That's where
is a
Easter
combination of 5 different things, like Planet Hulk.
That's
Thor
Planet
Ragnarok.
Hulk, Contest of Champions, Thor Ragnarok. The End of Odin.
Yeah, and it's you know, that's because they know all the other sub-lore, and we're able to add that in, you know?
Like, and, like, also Marvel just has, and like, that entire, all of Avengers shit, and Infinity War, and Infinity... everything is freaking like done, like, and multiple times done.
Yeah,
they're looking at everything.
What happens at the end of the
thing
Infinity War Part 2? By the way, are they done?
Yeah, they finished filming. I cannot say what the end of it's going to be. I couldn't remember
if that's like
just
the end
because
of the comic book.
There's a few different ways because there's a Phase 4 and there's a few different ways they can go with it based on the comic books. They can set up Avengers Illuminati, which is, and I really hope they do, because it's essentially Reed Richards, which they have him now, Tony Stark, T'Challa, Doctor Strange, Charles Xavier, and 2 other people form the Illuminati. And it's the smartest and richest guys in the world. And they each get an Infinity Stone, and the story arc is they hide it. You should never go find it. You should not try to find or talk about anyone else's. Their goal is to hide the Infinity Stones. And then, because there's 6, and there's 7 of them, one of them goes rogue and tries to find them. So that's a cool story arc. I doubt they're going to really do it.
Yeah.
The Illuminati's a cool concept, but it would be really weird to make a movie out of it.
Yeah.
There is the concept, because they're making Guardians of the Galaxy 3. There was a comic story arc that I really liked where Tony Stark's like, I'm done. I'm done with the Avengers. I'm done with Earth. And he literally leaves Earth and he travels the galaxy.
I've heard about this.
And he like, the Guardians of the Galaxy kind of accidentally hit him with a spaceship. And they're like, we need your help. And he's like, I guess I'm doing this now.
Yeah, because he has a sweet suit.
Mm-hmm.
Like his, I forget what it's called, but like the Iron Man space suit that he takes so he can just like fly through space is freaking awesome.
It takes something in the atmosphere and transforms it into oxygen so he can live forever. Mm-hmm. But yeah, there's a lot of different ways they can go with it. There are a lot of different story arcs they can progress with afterwards. It does very much come down to what they decide to do. I don't think it's going to end exactly like the comic book ended. Yeah. Because it ended with a lot of people dying, and I don't think they want... They're definitely going to kill some people. They're not going to kill off everyone, because there is a version of Infinity War where it ends with Doctor Doom just going... He beats Thanos, he has the glove, and he goes, I can't. And he just kind of snaps his fingers, and the world goes back to the way it was. Every dead hero's alive. It's like Infinity War never happened.
That's how they do their resets.
Yeah. Well, that was the thing. Is like there was like it was literally a comic book where he's like, I control the world now. And he's like, but there's no world. And he dicks around in outer space, and he's like, I can't. I need controversy. Bring them back.
I think that's I have a graphic novel. I think it's the Infinity War graphic novel, and it's been so long since I've read it now. But it's weird because it's a lot of characters that aren't currently in the MCU right now. Like they don't have Adam
Warlock.
Yeah,
he's hinted, but he's not there. That's how they ended Guardians 2.
Because it starts out with him having one of the stones.
I forget. Adam Warlock's someone's son, isn't it? Or no, he was just created.
He was created as the perfect thing. He's golden. He's literally like, that's the joke. Is he's the golden boy because he's golden and a boy, and too much.
Yeah, and then it's like there's no Iron Man. There's Hulk, Wasp, but
Hulk never dies. Like.
What?
Hulk never dies. Hulk's impossible to kill.
Yeah,
he's just
he is incredible, and the Hulk.
Well, there's one thing.
Call him
the Incredible Hulk.
They talked about I saw it was once you kind of get near the end of a comic book series and saga where it talks everyone's just becoming super powerful. Hulk's one of the most powerful things in the universe. It's he leapt and it destroyed a continent.
Yeah,
or something
There are quite a few story arcs with Hulk.
He just gets so angry that he just starts obliterating.
Well, everything. Yeah, but I feel like they won't do that.
Oh no, they won't. If they wanted, they're not going to destroy the world.
If they wanted to write off Mark Ruffalo,
which I would love it if they didn't.
Well, yeah, I hope they don't, because Mark Ruffalo's great as the Hulk. But if they did, the 2 story arcs I can only think they do is there is a literal story arc where he goes, I can't hurt people, and he. Much like, because this was kind of another similar story that was added into Thor Ragnarok, is he goes and takes a spaceship and he dips the fuck out. And he goes to an abandoned planet where he tries to kill himself. He like takes a bullet to the head, but he transforms into the Hulk, and the Hulk crushes the bullet with his teeth because Hulk doesn't want to die. And then
they already talked about that, like because there was there's been 2 Hulk movies before Hulk got into Avengers, and one was like the original Hulk where he was just like, you know, whatever, I forgot. I think Eric Bana played Hulk, and that was like the original one. Then there was one with Edward Norton, and that actually takes place in this Marvel Cinematic Universe. It didn't end well, but like at the end of it, or near the beginning, I can't remember. I've never saw it, but near the beginning or near the end, they talk about how he put a gun in his mouth and tried to pull the trigger, but then Mark Ruffalo, who like, so they switched actors, and now with Mark Ruffalo, but Mark Ruffalo references like, you know, I put a bullet in my mouth and the big guy spit it back out, and then there's something about
that's how you see him in the Avengers.
Yeah, and then that's the first time, and then there was something about like they don't really like me in Texas or something anymore because he destroyed Houston or something like that. I can't remember. He talks about some city where it's like they don't like me very much here. Like,
the other story I can see them possibly going with is turning him into Joe Fixit, which is just the Hulk. Once again, similar to Thor Ragnarok, is he fully understands who he is, who the other guy is, what he has to do, but he becomes smarter.
Oh, yeah, he becomes like a mob boss.
Yeah, he's a mob boss and owns like a bunch of brothels. I'd watch that movie for reasons that I won't legally say on record.
What?
You heard me.
Yeah.
I'm not legal though to say.
Speaking of like, I think the Fox thing is cool where they're getting like some of the licenses. Like I think Fantastic Four being in the possession of Marvel is really cool. I'm kind of sad that the X-Men might be getting more stuff made. Because Logan was just an amazing end to like an end of like a comic book era, you know? And now it's like, oh, well, get ready for the new Wolverine person and a new Magneto and a new Xavier.
Especially
like
considering...
that just is like, that's an era that died.
Especially considering, like, they already rebooted it technically once within their own franchise.
I know, with the First Class and all that.
And Apocalypse.
Yeah.
And, like,
they're still making those.
That was a good reboot, but like at the same time, like, I don't want a third set of Avengers.
I mean, Logan was a literal and symbolic end to that era of comic book movies. Like, you know,
I just want Wolverine to be in Deadpool too. Not even Wolverine, because that was the big joke in the first one, was that they just kept referencing Hugh Jackman because they're like, "Come on, Hugh," and he's like, "No," and now he's retired and that jolly old motherfucker, everyone wants him to be in action movies, and he just wants to sing his little heart out in the Great
I wouldn't
Showman.
mind him being in Deadpool 2, just being a normal dude. Yeah. Like being Hugh Jackman. Yeah. Like in the world or something. Just
I can't believe
Hugh Jackman playing
Hugh Jackman's legally in the Marvel Cinematic Universe as Hugh Jackman.
Yeah. What's going on with Deadpool? Who owns Deadpool now?
Disney.
Yeah.
Disney owns all of the X-Men. Disney owns almost everything they sold to Fox. So they also own.
So this is probably going to be the last Deadpool film too.
They want to keep doing Deadpool. They actually want.
But does Ryan? He wants to work with them.
Yep. They have talked about
how is Disney going to make a rated R film with.
They are interested in it, and they want to start making rated R, like Disney movies. But they want it to be like a niche. Like, so they're going to start with Deadpool. They're like, we would like to test this. We'd like to test a rated R Deadpool under Disney, and if it goes well, if people recept to it well, they're open to it. They're like, we want to branch out and to kind of make rated R superhero films.
I think they have been pushing the boundaries. I would say with Disney anyway. Like Thor Ragnarok was like not a normal film.
No.
You know, that was a very, like...
It was surprisingly not Disney.
Yeah, it was very much so, like they had reference... Like, they're not just because, like, oh, there was dirty humor in it, but, like, the comedy that they went for in that film was so...
A lot of it was improv.
A lot of it was improv, and, like, a lot of it is not, like, they're kind of not good... They're not good comedy that they have in like their other like Marvel films where it doesn't land most of the time.
And Thor Ragnarok just
hilarious and really out there comedy for a lot of it. And
I was surprised because we've talked about it before where Disney will make good movies, but they're safe movies. Yeah, where like they couldn't screw it up.
Yeah. I think they're getting into this point now where they're like, we've made enough amount of a franchise that like people are gonna go still see these movies no matter what.
Yeah.
And now, but like Thor is being received as one of the better Marvel films, and it's going to show like if you push the envelope a little bit, it creates more buzz and more.
Because going to see that in theaters, that was probably the best Marvel. I have not seen Spider-Man, which James, you've said it's a good movie.
Yeah,
I heard that one's different too.
I'm gonna hit a point when you guys are done with this thought.
But like, that's one of the best ones I've seen.
I love
Thor
Ragnarok.
Was awesome.
That's one of them. I think it might be my favorite. What? I like another one a lot.
Of the Thor?
Not of the...
Just of...
Thor's of Marvel. I think I like Winter Soldier.
Mm-hmm. I've heard... I have not seen... I've seen the first Captain America, which was...
Not good.
I saw it in theaters, and...
It's mediocre
this was back
as
in,
fuck.
It's supposed to be like a cheesy...
It's like the second... Too. It's like the second Marvel movie.
I got out of it. I went with my friend and his dad. We got out and it was like, is that movie bad? And we're like, it's not the greatest movie you've ever seen.
It's meant to be an origin. And
Winter Soldier's really good.
Yeah. The Captain American origin story is not that
Captain
exciting.
American.
Yeah. It's literally like...
He's American.
He's like... They're like, you want to be tested for experiments? And he's like, yeah, sure.
I'm a good guy, good through and through. Well, I mean, literally Captain America's character is just... Like, the first Captain America comic was Captain America punching a Nazi.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be this super, very... patriotic through and through true American, so he's not the most compelling, and that's what's cool when they, he's frozen and he gets brought into the modern era because now he has all of these like issues of like how do you hold on to morals within this new era, and it's not everything is black and white anymore, and that's why like Winter Soldier is really good.
So there's two things actually, and I'll kind of backtrack a bit. So the first one is with Captain America, they tried to make him too much like Superman.
Yeah,
because he is a kid that grew up in the streets of Brooklyn during the World Wars, and the big joke now is that he's like a good Christian boy that you shouldn't swear on. And in real life, like, and in the comic books, he swore a lot because he was a plucky little shitling from Brooklyn, from an Irish Catholic household. Like, he swore. He was a good Christian, but he was also kind of a piece of shit.
Well, yeah, I mean, you're just
and they've kind of taken away that like chunk of him. They're like, he's going to be the nothing but good, could do nothing wrong.
He's like the American values guy. Well, that's like what Superman is. He's a farm boy raised in Kansas with American values.
But that's the thing is they tried to make Captain America a farm boy, but he's from this
Brooklyn.
Yeah,
from
and then
the New York City.
The second thing is the three biggest movies that... So this is me backtracking. The three biggest movies that had different styles of humor were Guardians of the Galaxy 2, Thor Ragnarok, and Spider-Man Homecoming. And for the longest time, up until last year, there was a set list of the top 5 Marvel movies, and it was like the first Iron Man, the first Captain America, because it was an origin. No. Yes. Avengers Age of Ultron, and then like Winter Soldier. And... I might be getting one or two of those wrong, but like that was the set list. And every year someone came out there like, yeah, but it's not the... This year, those 3 Marvel movies have taken place, and the biggest argument amongst the top 5 list now is which 3 we have to kick out. Because those 3 have taken over the top 5 Marvel.
I liked the first Guardians of the Galaxy better than the second Guardians of the Galaxy.
I
like the plot, but I like the story, the characters better in the second one, like the character development. But I like the plot of the first one.
The second one had good comedy and good background story, but they changed. They did some weird stuff with who, like Peter Quill and his dad were.
I didn't mind that as much. I just kind of got bored because there's a whole I felt like a 45 minutes of the film where they're just kind of like walking around the planet, just chilling, not really doing anything.
Which was all just relationship development.
Yeah, like I said, good building of characters, but then, I don't know, ego just was stereotypical, I'm going to consume the universe. And, all right, here we go.
Yeah.
Guardians!
I think one of the best scenes in that movie was just Rocket in the forest fucking with the people.
Yeah, there's like awesome stuff in there. I love the whole, when... freaking dark dude with the crazy needle.
Yeah,
that whistles, Mohawk guy. him and Rocket and Groot like take over the ship, and then they go into like hyperdrive, and they're like, "Wait, we didn't stabilize something," and then their like faces are being
we're only meant to go through 5 of these. Yeah, so we're going through 37.
Their bodies are just being like turned into Looney Tunes cartoon. It's just really funny. I love that.
Yeah,
I'm trying to remember the guy's
and
name.
that's one of the things about the second one versus the first one is that most of the best scenes in the second one were all Rocket, Groot, and then when they met up
Yondu.
with Yondu. In the first one, I felt like every scene was like, this is funny, or like this is super like cool action or stuff like that.
Yeah, like I loved.
Like
I still really liked Drax in the second one, but in the first one, he was my favorite character. Just so serious and deadpan, and like
nothing goes over my head. My reflexes are too
fast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
but at the same time with the second one, like you can see that this is a while after Guardians 1 because you can tell that they've been hanging out for way too long.
They're the you know, the I forget what it's called, but they're like the messed up family, the broken family kind of, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it has like it
My
has
least
to
favorite
happen.
part of it was was young Groot, because it was like Groot in 1 was so peaceful and wholesome, and then he was reborn. And he's like, I'm gonna be a shitling now.
Yeah,
it's like
full rage monster.
Yeah,
I was gonna be a dick to everything.
I was like, where's the Groot that I loved and watched die once?
I wonder if he's gonna be full grown by the next one. Or
Yeah,
if he's gonna be a
definitely
teenager.
Did they show him at all in Thor when they got to the ship? Did they get to the
Ragnarok?
Guardian ship?
Yeah.
No,
Ragnarok.
that was at the end of Thor Ragnarok. That's like Thanos' ship.
That's Thanos', what's it called? It's his, like, home base. In the Infinity War commercial, you mean, because it's Thor going, who the hell are you? And that's Thanos.
They do meet with them, yeah. Which makes sense.
I don't know.
But, yeah. So I'm excited, because it would be awesome to have another full-grown Groot throwing people around and doing all the plant shit.
Yeah.
I love that character.
Yeah.
Like, and all the Guardians, like, they're such good characters. Every single one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's why I liked the first one a lot. It was just very distinct, flawed characters.
It's gonna be teenage Groot, actually. Looking at the pictures from the trailers, it's teenage Groot in the background.
Oh boy.
That's gonna be weird.
He's got the mushrooms growing out of his face like acne and
yeah,
smoked shrooms too. Eating his own shrooms.
Yeah, growing his own good kush.
Yeah,
as the kids call it today.
Not that we know. We don't do anything illegal here at the College Bros.
What?
See, yeah, you do
I'm
it.
I'm never good at transitions. I always do that shit. Like,
so you admit I'm good at transitions?
Whoa.
I admit that I'm never good at it.
Okay. I don't know. Yeah, I have nothing else to say. I'm sad that, well, like, I'm excited and sad at the same time that Marvel, or Disney/Marvel owns, like, the X-Men properties. It'll be interesting to see what they do. And I'm excited for the future of those movies in general, like the Disney movies.
I think they're trying to wait a while before they reboot it, though.
I
hope they don't wait to reboot Fantastic Four, because Fantastic Four needs a win.
It really does.
I wouldn't even mind, like, the cast that they had for that new Fantastic Four movie are all incredible actors. Mm-hmm. Like, freaking Miles Teller is amazing. Michael B. Jordan is amazing.
But I don't think they could use that cast anymore because Michael B. Jordan is the villain in the new Black Panther.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
So they can't.
The villain in the new Black Panther.
Yeah, I can't.
Johnny Storm.
But that's,
Johnny Storm, yeah.
The villain in Black Panther and also Captain America, both Johnny Flame.
Really?
Chris Evans was the Human Torch in like the early 2000s.
He was.
So if they do a reboot, there's
Was
like,
that first one Sony
I
like
think so.
2005 or whatever?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But yeah, so if they reboot it, there will be 3.
When you think the original Fantastic Four is bad, and then the new Fan Force comes out, and you're like, wow, this older Fantastic Four is pretty good.
Yeah.
And that's what that was in my head. I was like, yeah, Fan 4 Stick was bad, but like, was the other one good?
No. And then they made Legend of the Silver Surfer.
Yeah,
which was even worse.
Knock that out.
And those are all Sony.
Yep.
Yeah.
My favorite part is when they cast people, is seeing what roles they've all done, because currently there's been two Johnny Flames, two Sherlocks, two people who have played Hannibal Lecter.
Oh my gosh.
Because Odin played it in...
No, I was just thinking of... I totally forgot that Robert Downey Jr. and Benedict Cumberbatch both played Sherlock Holmes.
Oh my God.
That's the thing, is a lot of people want there to be a no-shit Sherlock
I forgot
when
Benedict Cumberbatch and Doctor Strange existed.
Him as a human and character as character.
Yeah.
Both.
There are currently 3 people from the Lord... There have been 7 people in the Lord of the Rings universe. Benedict as Smaug. The guy who plays Watson in BBC Sherlock.
I know who you're talking about. Yeah, he's like some government dude.
He's the government dude that is in that.
Andy Serkis.
Who plays Claw?
The dude who lost his arm?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know what his name is.
Yeah,
but he's
Claw was the voice of Schmeagol in Gollum. The guy that played Red Skull was an elf.
It's Elrond.
And then...
From the original Captain America, yeah.
The other chick, the lady elf's also been...
Galadriel.
She's an Ant-Man.
She's an Ant-Man. And then if you want to get through technicalities, Ian McKellen...
Or not Galadriel. No, wait, that is the wrong person. She is not in Lord of the Rings. Because that's Evangeline Lilly. Evangeline Lilly plays Wasp. And Evangeline Lilly was in Lost, the TV show. Liv Tyler is who played Eowyn.
Oh, the chick who
Aragorn's wife.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to look up what she was in. She was in The Incredible Hulk.
Evangeline Lilly?
Liv Tyler.
Yeah.
And
the one that's considered part of the MCU.
Yeah. But yeah, there's been so many people involved in, like...
mean,
there's so much, like,
everyone has done
actors.
a freaking superhero movie now that...
My knowledge of actors is so bad that, like, I was trying to think through people in Lord of the Rings, and I was like, I know Orlando Bloom is Legolas.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And I know who the guy who played Gandalf is.
Ian McKellen.
That's it. And he played...
Magneto.
Yes. For some reason I was like, Professor X?
No. But him and that's Patrick Stewart.
Yes. Who played...
And...
What do I know Patrick Stewart from somewhere else. I don't think it was Lord of the Rings.
It was Star Trek.
It was Star Trek.
Well.
He was Picard.
He was Picard.
Yeah.
But the reason I used to get it mixed up, but Patrick Stewart and Ian McKellen are best friends.
And I knew that too, and because I always get them confused in my head.
Yeah,
because it's like
that's
do so many good roles.
No,
that's
they're
another
amazing, and like freaking Ian McKellen is considered one of the best. What Shakespeare is it? I want to say it's Hamlet. Like he did some Hamlet but it was like slightly modern. It was like colonial Hamlet or whatever, and he was considered one of the best.
I couldn't tell you. I was gonna guess King Lear because he's old.
Yeah.
Because Hamlet's like a scrappy young 20-something.
Yeah, that was weird because he is like an older dude, and it was I forgot.
David Tennant's done Hamlet. David Tennant's done a lot of Shakespeare. I never realized.
I know nothing about anyone that did. I know Shakespeare did Shakespeare.
Debatable.
Did he though?
I couldn't tell you. Wasn't there when it happened.
Got me there.
I know he wrote it, probably.
Yeah, for now. We know that for now.
I mean, I know he stole Hamlet, or I know he stole Macbeth from Disney, but other than that,
he also stole Hamlet from the Bottom Brothers. What's up, Something Rotten?
Yep.
Hopefully, we can see that in March because that's coming to Shays.
Oh, that's coming to Shays too.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's
so many good shows coming.
I want to see if we can get tickets for your birthday.
That's what I gotta choose. Like, there's because Hamilton is coming. Something Rotten. I think Dear Evan Hansen is coming also.
It's one of the first places they're going to.
I have to.
We're talking about musical spots. No,
yeah,
by the way, for people that don't know,
that was the smoothest transition we had, and nobody's going to understand it.
If they don't know, like what the frick is something.
These shows
rotten.
are coming to Shays this
Shays
year,
Performing
this
Arts
season.
Shays is a theater in Buffalo.
Yeah.
Context.
We've talked about that before, I believe.
Oh,
new context for the YouTube people.
Oh yeah.
We'll get the back.
Hello, YouTube.
So we've already.
Yes.
The Lion King happened. So we've got Phantom of the Opera, Hamilton, Waitress, Something Rotten, School of Rock, and Love Never Dies. I'm kind of looking forward to Love Never Dies.
A lot of good.
Yeah.
Phantom and Love Never Dies?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
They're like in sequence, like Phantom's going to be there, and then as soon as they pack up, Love Never Dies is showing the fuck up, and they're like, it's 10 years later, bitch. And I'm ready for it.
Got... What?
Really like Love Never Dies, even though it's not that great a musical.
Yeah, I don't care for it. I think I've listened to one song or something.
I think it was senior year I went to see Phantom because my mom got us... That was our stocking stuffers for me and my brother and sister.
You missed a concert.
Yeah.
You missed a concert that you bitched to Paul about playing first chair in.
No, it wasn't that one.
No, because that was Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh, it was, yeah. Worth it. Because we were in...
I was the only one playing first for Pirates of the Caribbean, and it was so stressful.
Second row at Shea's to watch Phantom, and that was freaking awesome.
Respectable.
It's pretty amazing when you're that close.
Like,
that's
I
like
literally
how me and Jesse were for Wicked.
Yeah, I walked up
I've
to
seen Wicked too many
the
times.
pit and
No
just
fucking
like
care anymore.
a 2-foot walk to the pit and was just like, oh my god, there's so many fucking.
I
cool
could
instruments
Hockaloogian that youth and no one would know.
But oh man, because I think that was the first time I've seen Phantom.
No.
I've seen Wicked twice at Shea's.
I remember being in band in 9th grade, and this kid, I don't know why he was in band still, but it was like I was the only trombone, and he was a tuba, and then my friend John played baritone, and we would try to throw freaking mutes into the tuba from across the room. And have them like land and plop it, and then like one got stuck because it landed like freaking frisbee and landed perfectly in there. We're like, oh shit, how do we get this out? It's good times. They were used like plunger ends, so that's why it wasn't like we were chucking freaking Harlem mutes or whatever they're called. The metal mutes you put on trumpets.
The Harmons? Yeah.
Harmons, like,
the metal ones.
Metal! Go! I love that mute. I wish trumpets just sounded like that.
Oh, like all the metal. Like,
yeah, the tinny noise to it.
Yeah, I think I left a mute in the band room. I think
Rookie
I left
mistake.
one of my straight mutes, but it was also destroyed beyond repair. Like the corks were all off.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had taped over them to just get it to stick real quick one day.
Nice.
And then it was a mess.
We had terrible mutes for trombones. They were just
because none of you actually bought your own.
No, because we rarely needed ours. Not a lot of songs, unless they wanted us to go like wah wah wah, like
just even then it's just you just need the end of like a plunger.
Yeah.
But
or all of those fucking hats behind the back, because that's originally what the plunger was. Is you.
Oh yeah.
When bands wore bowler hats, they'd use their hat as the plunger. So there was a bunch of just like hard plastic hats in the back.
Yep.
I got really lucky, because my trumpet was hand-me-down, so my dad had all of these mutes, and when the time came for us to need a Harmon mute, my dad was like, yeah, sure. Yep. My dad's all for buying me music shit. I'm ready. I'm ready for the new the uke we're gonna buy tomorrow.
I bought my cup mute that I have, and I bought my straight mute, and then I borrowed my Harmon mute, and then didn't give it back.
Who'd you borrow it from? The school?
Yeah, the school.
That's fine.
I also got a saxophone that my cousin borrowed from Newfane.
Nice.
That he never gave back.
So many things.
Dude, I have like 3 librettos in my freaking container for like marching band. That's what they're called, right? Not libretto.
The libretto's the book for music.
Never mind. It's I wish I stole some of the librettos.
Oh, I have. I made copies of all of my librettos.
Dang it!
I think I had the Cinderella one.
I thought I had made copies of Beauty and the Beast which I played in 7th grade.
I was gonna say we never did Beauty and the Beast.
No. We did. I was pit band for like
you did. You guys did musicals at North Park.
Yeah.
We did weird plays, but I was
Stop sitting in the clowns.
Oh, loved it. Loved being a part of it. That's when me and Doug peaked.
And I thought I had made copies of.
I was in it.
Shit.
I don't know
What was the musical we did with all the black people?
Ragtime.
I thought I had made
all
copies.
of the Puerto Ricans because we only had the 3.
They were supposed to be black people.
Yeah.
I thought I had made a copy of the Ragtime book.
It's a great show, by the way.
It is.
It is
very good.
Yeah.
That's the first show I ever saw. No, not true. I saw...
probably
The
saw
school district was like, you guys say the N-word once. We have to cut it down. And we're like, yeah, but we're teaching people stuff.
Yeah.
We're teaching people that racism is fucking bad. And, like, a bunch of us had to go to the board and argue.
Yep.
That's the best way to, deal with history, is just not address the subject matter
Yeah.
at all.
Suppress it.
Yeah,
down.
we're literally showing that, like,
Conceal, don't feel.
class warfare is not good. And they're like, yeah, but you say the N-word. And we're like, dude, we know. We put the disclaimer in 3 different places. Yeah. They're like, you have to put in a 4th disclaimer at the beginning of the show saying you use it. And it's like,
sure.
okay.
I remember that. I remember D'Angelo getting on stage and being like, this is heavy. Be prepared. And I was like, yeah.
I got
rejected. We broke out into the song "Be Prepared" from the like. But yeah, I thought I made copies, and I thought they were in this black binder that I had, and I was like excited because I started playing my trumpet again, and I got a little bit of a range back, and I'm like, oh, I'll start looking at that, and I got it down. It was on top of my thing, and I got it down, and I opened it up, and it was like 9th grade chemistry, and I was like, not fun.
Yeah. See, I do not have the trumpet music because I was in the pit for Phantom of the Opera, and it was the one show I did pit in, and that's when I learned that playing the trumpet for musicals was not for me, because I kept getting in trouble because I would watch the show and sing along from the pit and not play my part on the trumpet.
It was rough sometimes because we had sung one of the ending songs of Ragtime in my 7th grade jazz chorus because Pachilla was our
because Rob knows what's up,
and it was Make Them Hear You, and so we sung that, and I was like, oh yeah, this, it's the musical that's from. That song was one of the most fun we actually sang. The only song I could think of that was more fun was we sung Defying Gravity from Wicked, which is a fucking great song to sing. Even the bass part was fun, surprisingly. But
I'm just waiting for Book of Mormon at that school.
They're doing How to Succeed now, and I
twice.
Do not care. No offense. Actually, I don't give a shit if you're a fan or not. Fuck you, Lockport. So this is my... I have been out of that school for 3 years, and I still get messages on Twitter and Snapchats, and they're like, James, I didn't get a part in the show. How do I deal with this? And every time I just respond, I don't know. I got every part I auditioned for, and I just don't respond afterwards.
2 middle finger emojis walking away.
I'm like, I don't go there. Don't come to me for comfort. I don't care what musical we're doing.
All I would tell them is, don't mentally and emotionally destroy the person that got the part.
Yeah.
That's all I'm going to say, because, man, it was a real good confidence booster when everyone's talking behind your back, because you randomly decided to join chorus, you randomly decided to audition for a musical and got the lead.
And
then people trash you.
I would never talk shit about you. I do it to your face, so you know.
I know. I appreciate it.
I look you dead in the eye when I call you a lazy piece of shit. Good for nothing.
I'm standing right next to you when you're doing gay chicken before you have to go on stage for some reason.
Yeah.
I never lose.
I'd count that as a loss.
Yeah, if both of you didn't lose, you both lost.
But I still had fun in that show, though.
That show,
I mean, I got over it.
That show,
it's just you don't it never bugged me too much, but it was always nice, looking behind me and seeing people okay, I know what's good.
All I did for that show is open the thing on the laptop and press spacebar 8 times.
Oh yeah, because you weren't in the pit for that. You were in the booth.
I was in the booth.
You did every part of musicals.
Yeah, I did. The only thing I didn't do was actual
set build.
Yeah. Well, no, I did set builds.
You didn't do
set.
ropes.
Yeah.
You didn't do ropes because you were in the pit. You were in the booth. You were on stage.
Yep.
What's up, Wickersham?
That was the booth was the best thing because I just sat up there and I ate baguettes and I hit spacebar a couple times and that was it.
Yeah,
that was my favorite part. Is coming up when I should have not been going up there and just dicking about in the booth with you people.
Yeah, that's a funny thing to think about.
We got in trouble for YMCA.
Yeah,
that was bullshit. That's the only other thing I did. Because you guys convinced me to be like, just hook this up and play it.
Yeah, and then you didn't stop, and we just had to keep dancing to YMCA.
The whole song.
Yeah, and then D'Angelo gave a 20-minute lecture about wasting time. We're all just sitting there going, this could have been a 5-minute lecture.
Yeah, I'm not going to tell you this is a 15-minute time waster.
We know we fucked up, but you could have talked to us separately.
After rehearsal.
Yeah.
think me and you.
Also,
and I did
it
a lot
was
of
God.
that.
It was like the Spirit Week.
Yeah.
You know,
It's about having fun, like getting like
Getting rid of the
frustration
stress, yeah.
and stress out, and then you're gonna sit there and stress us out and yell at us for having fun.
Yeah, like I remember afterwards because we did get yelled at, and yeah, sorry D, it was worth it.
D never like he kind of just angrily talked. He didn't yell.
Yeah, it wasn't
because he never got angry at me and you.
No,
like,
he's like, but it was like it's like when a dad watches his son do something wrong. He's like, you're not in the wrong here, but you really you fucked up, but you weren't, but you did. Like I feel like he was more confused on how to approach shenanigans.
Like just. It was fine. That's why.
Yeah, but so many people came up to at least me, and I think Scott told me about it. Like afterwards, a lot of people came up and they were like, "That was the best thing. Thank you so much." And I was
Scott was way too sexual. No,
Scott wore so little clothing.
You mean sexy Indian man?
Yeah. His mom made that costume.
Yeah.
It turned out really nice.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
I believe it, because she also did a lot of the costumes just for the show in general, didn't she?
Yeah.
It was her and Mrs. Deeks.
She was my favorite moment. But two of my favorite moments in musicals was, and they're both during Seussical, was they had to fit me for my suit, but I had to be on stage. And so while I'm getting fitted, I'm not wearing pants. I'm standing up. You guys can't see it, but I'm doing a visual for them. I'm not wearing pants. I'm in like a suit jacket and a suit shirt, and I'm wearing my stupid Cat in the hat with a mic strapped to my boxers.
Did they make your costume or did they order it?
They made it because it had to be like elastic.
Okay.
They bought the hat, but the rest of it was handmade.
Yeah.
And so there's this song. Look it up. It's called "Having a Hunch," and it's the creepy song. It's super scary. And I'm supposed to be
hunch.
Yeah, and I'm supposed to be on stage scaring a child, but I'm not on stage because I'm getting fitted. But my mic is on, and so I had to, and I felt so bad. I had to look at Mrs. Deeks and Mrs. Getton and just go shh, and started singing while they're silently pinning my pants together, and everyone you hear yells from the back. Where is James? And I'm just like going at it now. Like I peeked out.
That was the creepiest that song ever sounded.
Yeah, I had to peek out and like wave to someone. And I'm like, I'm getting fitted while still singing. No pants.
None pants.
Yeah. And then my other favorite thing about about Seussical was the fact that Rob, our musical director, slowly kind of gave up his inhibitions on not interfering in the show.
Yeah.
So in Ragtime, him and D'Angelo showed up once for What a Game, and they put on fake mustaches and hats and fuzzy eyebrows so that people wouldn't know these are a bunch of middle-aged men in a school musical. And then he was backstage to help singing. He was backstage to help singing for Cinderella. And then for Seussical, though, like, he stopped caring. He'd show up backstage. He should have been playing the piano in the pit, but he'd leave, come backstage, and sing random songs for us. And he'd always be like, it's because the guys aren't strong enough. Except the two guys on mic are me and our buddy Matt. Mm. We're all you need for the high tenor. Because it was like the Beach Boys, the Four Seasons, where it's like, ooh,
yeah,
like just the high pitched stuff. And like we're loud enough that we can cover that with the mic in the backstage. But he'd always show up, and one night he showed up in like sunglasses, a lei, like a fake lei, and a Hawaiian shirt. He's like, I'm here to help. And we're like, why? He goes, it's not strong enough. And like we'd always ask Dee and Rob, and they'd be like, yeah, it's fine. But just this one time, he like showed up, and he was just jamming out, like dancing around, and we're like, you just do your job. Also,
why'd you put on half a costume to sing backstage?
He felt it. He needed to get into it.
That was like, and that's also like kind of what made all like the musical so much fun, was that when Dee wasn't yelling at us for dumb shit, he was fun. Like, he was a fun director, and Mitch Machillo is the single best musical director I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
Like, not just for like legitimately.
Like,
he had his musical group that he personally runs went to Carnegie Hall to sing.
Yeah. Also, he runs 3 musical choirs.
Yeah.
a professional one, and then 2 in the school.
Yeah.
3
all
in
at
the
the same
school.
time. Oh my god.
Because-
4
because
total.
shit chorus.
Yeah, I forgot. So 4 in the school, and then still has time to like have 3 children
family,
and
yeah.
like wife.
And then during the summer, when he's not teaching 3 shit courses, he's still putting on musicals in
Yeah.
Lancaster. Like this man.
And he does it all extremely well.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's very talented. Very talented man.
God, so
Shut up.
handsome.
If only
Shout
he
out to you,
became a
Rob.
doctor.
Right? Singing while he's cutting someone open. It's gonna be me. I'm having a hunch. I'm having a hunch this didn't go too well. Sorry for your loss.
Sorry for your loss. Immediate. You're
I'm
so
just-
So
bad
we
at
can still
surgeon.
save him. You cut his arm. It's over. I'm
like-
having a hunch.
Pulls out revolver. Gotta put him down. Sir!
Doctor, what should we do with my son who's in a coma? Turn it up like a light switch.
Oh,
Will he ever wake up?
I can't believe I've seen that musical twice.
That's amazing.
never
I
seen it.
wish.
so good.
I've only seen one, two professional musicals. I saw Lion King in Toronto, and then I saw Wicked.
We had. Yeah. Because the first time we went, it was the first time that they went on tour, and they went to Shays, and it was in June, so my mom was like, oh, we'll get it. And, like, me and Adam and Kate and Courtney go for Adam's birthday.
Yeah.
And that was awesome. We were in the bottom, pretty much in the back. Wasn't a lot of knee space, but I was fine.
Sure.
The show was incredible.
Yeah.
And then
There's not like bad seats in Shays, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then they did like the Book of Mormon lottery thing on Twitter. Where
I remember you won that. Yeah.
And then they're just like, you won.
I remember I couldn't do it because I'm a year younger than you, and I was not old enough to enter the lottery. And I was like, this is bullshit.
So the best part was because I won 2 tickets, but like for some reason in my head I was like, it's the band whatever they call get together at the end of the year where they give out the awards and shit.
Band award night.
Yeah. I was like, oh no, everyone's gonna be there. I'm not.
Yeah, as the vice president, treasurer. Well, I don't even know what
Vice president.
you're vice
I
president.
didn't do
Oh
anything
man,
anyway.
Didn't
That's-
you invite me to go with you or something like
I
that?
probably did.
Yeah, because I was in
invited
college.
people and they were like,
Yeah.
I can't do it.
Yeah.
I was like,
I remember you asked me, and I was like, no. One of us needs to go to the banquet, and you were like, do it? And I was like, yes, one of us needs to be there.
So that sucked for James, but then I was like, I'm gonna go. It's $15 ticket,
Yeah.
and it was dead center, like 10 rows.
Who did you end
back.
up going with?
No one.
You just best thing ever.
Why didn't
Right?
you take your
Going
mom?
to shows or
Because
movies.
my mom was working, my dad was working, Adam was in school, Kate wasn't even, I don't think, in Lockport.
For real though, going to movies or musicals or any kind of show like that by yourself is the best.
It
thing.
really-
I
it
love
really
going
was,
to
like,
movies by myself.
awesome.
Yeah.
Because I went to the counter and they're like, yeah, you have 2 tickets, and I was like, I only have it's only me. I bought one.
Yeah.
The others for
Give that one to a peasant.
yeah. Well,
Rip it up.
you still have to pay for it. Like it's not free, but it's like $15.
Oh, you should have flipped it. You could have been like a scalper because you would have made a profit off that.
No.
$50. What? 50. Yeah.
Yeah, it would be a hell of a profit because it's
Yeah,
still
it would have been like $100 ticket or something like that.
But
you
so
know, or more.
and I sat down in my seat and I was like, this is gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
I think I was going to the banquet because I was still dating Brooke at the time, and I was like, I don't want to ditch my girlfriend at the banquet.
Yep.
So
And,
that I
What
could
the hell
go.
was I doing?
and that's when I was going out with Maddie, and I asked her, I was like, do you want to go?
No,
She's
because
like,
she was
"I can't."
also at the banquet.
Because you had to like buy a ticket to go to the banquet, and I think her dad or mom was going with her too.
You're gonna
Yeah.
buy a ticket to go to a banquet?
I think so.
No, she was she was one of the officers for the next year, and they bought us all gifts.
Oh.
And so the officers from the next year were giving us our gifts that night.
Oh yeah.
Like she was one of the people
And
handing
I
out
got
awards.
it the next day.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she couldn't go, and I was like, oh, time to go to Buffalo.
Go in soda.
Yeah.
Time to put on a nice polo, some pants.
Never wear those.
Right? I don't. I wear sweatpants exclusively.
I went to a gym meeting today, and they were all like, and I was like, everyone will have like normal people clothing on. It's just a meeting, and then I was the only one in there, and they're all wearing gym clothing. It's like, did you guys work out before the meeting? Yeah. Oh, cool.
Nice.
It's fine though.
Yeah, but
I just looked much better than all of them. It's
Yeah.
fine.
I have this freaking sick Power Ranger shirt that I got from Walmart.
yeah, if you haven't seen Book of Mormon, go fucking see it.
I watched it on YouTube,
You-
and it was the original cast.
Totally legally.
Totally legally. It's on YouTube.
What was
It's
that?
gotta be legal.
Josh Gad and
Andrew Reynolds.
Andrew Reynolds.
That's it.
Amazing. Andrew Reynolds is...
He's so good at everything.
Yeah. He was one of the kings.
Mm-hmm. He was King George the First. No.
No. The dude from Something Rotten was the first king.
Yeah. I was going to say, Brian Darcy James was the first. Andrew Reynolds was King George
He was the
third.
third.
And
And...
then Jonathan Groff was King George the
second.
second.
But he's... I think, like, Andrew Reynolds and him, like, switched on and
Yeah,
off.
they kept passing off.
Yeah.
Like, those three would just, like... I was like, I want a day off, Brian. Can you take up the role? And it's
Yeah,
like, okay.
I have nothing else to do today.
For those of you who don't know, these are the guys playing King George in Hamilton.
Yeah. And now Rory O'Malley was King George the Third, the Fourth. I think they're on King George the Third, the Fifth now.
Yeah.
And I'm not counting touring casts, because it's Broadway or nothing, you shitlings.
It's true.
Yeah, that's the ones that get recorded. So, yeah, I wish I could have seen that like original cast and everything.
I almost got tickets to Dear Evan Hansen, but then Ben Platt switched off, and I was like, never mind now.
Oh, yeah.
Cool.
That new guy's okay.
I hear he's pretty good. Yeah.
But he's no Ben Platt.
Yeah, it's freaking Ben Platt. It's anxiety-ridden human being.
He was in Pitch Perfect.
Feeds my soul.
My dad and Mr. Quast love Pitch Perfect.
Your dad and Mr. Quan? Wow. God bless. I don't want to know that. Can you take that information?
Rewind.
Yeah. Cut it. I don't know what to I don't know what to do with this
right?
information.
Yeah. I guess I could. I don't know what your dad's into. Like,
Pitch Perfect and
is
whiskey.
Is he into musicals and
No.
stuff? No. Huh. It's a funny film.
Mhm.
Pitch Perfect is a really funny movie. So.
Pitch Perfect 2 was super weird,
Not
but it was
good.
still...
But like the other and my parents don't go to see movies. Like the things I can think of them having gone to see is I know they went to the last Harry Potter.
Everyone went to
That
the
was
last
like in
Harry Potter.
2012.
Yeah. They went to see Jason Bourne.
Oh my
Something
god.
like that.
Jason
Mediocre.
Bourne.
One of them.
The newest one probably, which
Was-
is mediocre.
The
The other three are really good.
I can't think. They don't go to movies that often, and my mom will watch literally everything that Netflix puts onto the thing, like
Your
because we still get the discs.
Your
through
mom get
mail.
the Bollywood movies on? Does she watch the Bollywood movies that are now on Netflix?
Probably not.
I've
They're-
seen those. And
they're
they look
so- they're
really
everywhere.
Weird.
Bollywood's
Every
always
time
fun,
like
though.
Netflix is like, here's a new like release that would like for at least to get sent
Mhm.
through the mail. She's like, oh, it's going on the list, and like so every time it's like this movie just came out, it's in her house.
Nice.
Mom's more of a movie buff than I am.
And like she'll watch that, and then she'll watch what's it? Not Lifetime, but Investigation Discovery, where they have like just the like murder shows, and then she'll watch Monk a lot.
Monk was good.
Monk was cool.
And she watched that like weird detective chick, like kind of old.
Miss Marple?
I don't know her name.
Miss
Maybe.
Swooples.
Was it played by an old British woman who kind of sounds like Mrs. Potts from Beauty and the Beast?
I don't know. I never really watched it.
It's the weirdest description of
Yeah,
anything.
I'll tell you why, because Miss Marple's played by Angela Lansbury, who plays Mrs. Potts in Beauty and the
Yeah,
Beast.
that's right.
I don't know
was
if
like,
she's British.
But he has no idea who Angela Lansbury is, so I had to make
Right.
the heavy connection for him.
I don't think she's British. I think she's American.
Are you sure? Oh.
I don't know. I don't know. I never watch it.
time to pull up what Miss Marple
I
is.
see the lady on the screen, and I'm like, I've seen her 1,000 times, but I walk right by and don't listen. Because I just get bored with that kind of detective. Monk I can watch. I like Monk.
There's this thing on Netflix. See, you know David Letterman? He was like a talk show host.
Yeah.
For like early 2000s into the 90s, and I think maybe the 80s. He was really popular. He got fired.
A lot of old ladies.
He's a late show.
Oh yeah, I know. I'm just looking at you weird.
Cool. Thanks. Love responses. So I can move on to the next sentence of my thing.
No. Not her.
He has a show on Netflix now where it's like these hour-long conversations with a guest, and he did one with Barack Obama, and it is awesome. But they're not doing the normal Netflix thing where it's like, here's all the episodes at once. It's one episode at a time, and I was like, what the I want more, because George Clooney is supposed to be next, and I want an hour-long interview with George Clooney. That seems really cool. And then, but the Obama one's really good. I highly recommend it. It's very cool. Obama was a funny man. I mean, still is a funny man, but what a funny president. And just, I mean, I'm not going to get into politics, but, like, he's a cool dude. Yeah. I respect him a lot. Really funny, though.
It's because he understands that, like, being the president doesn't have to be a stick-up-your-ass job.
Yeah, but he was... That, definitely. I just think he just has a good sense of humor.
Yeah, he knew when... A joke could go.
Yeah, he had good comedy.
He's not a total buzzkill.
Yeah. Like when people were complaining, they're like, he's from Africa, and he's like, this is my birth video, and it was The Lion King. Like, that was funny, and then he goes, for Fox News, that was a joke. Like, that little dig at the end.
Yeah.
Beautiful timing, Mr. President.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man. I don't know.
That being said, he's probably still that funny at home. Right. But the girls must fucking hate him.
Yeah. They're like, oh, dad jokes. And everyone else would be like,
everyone's like, Barack!
God. Yeah.
When Jad jokes are...
God, love me some Jad jokes.
Yeah. When dad jokes are the pinnacle of presidential comedy, where it's like, wow, that was amazing. You know, like...
Yeah, because, like...
Bar is... I mean, you can't go above dad jokes for a president, you know, because... Gotta keep it safe.
Yeah, and that's the thing.
Until
like, every
jokes.
time he was he had like an interview with him, or he was giving as long as it wasn't a speech about some like devastating thing.
Yeah,
it was the most entertaining any politician has been.
Oh yeah,
in forever.
Him with David Letterman, he's like making digs at David Letterman the whole time. Like talking about how old he is.
I imagine
and what
that's
can
what
David
it was
Letterman
like
do?
to watch JFK on TV the first time, and because he was the first president to be on TV.
Very charismatic.
Yeah, super charismatic, and everyone's just like, oh my, he's gonna be on TV. We have to watch. I imagine that's what it was like.
Yeah.
Except it was probably a way bigger deal back then.
Yeah.
It was the television.
Yeah.
Put it on the tube, Marcy.
The president wasn't just a voice coming through a radio.
By a fire.
FDR Express, I talk to everybody.
That's my favorite part, though, is because it was radio, being fireside meant nothing. He could have been doing it from the fucking toilet.
He probably was.
Just in a random hallway, like, I'm here by the fireside.
He was probably getting a blowjob from Lanika Muliski.
Oh.
Something doesn't add up here.
Nothing.
Also, weird tie-in. Listen to the soundtrack for Clinton the Musical on Spotify.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, it's weird.
Still haven't listened to it. I forgot about that.
It's fine. I'll forgive you this time.
I want the Ruby Volume 5 soundtrack out now.
I need to watch.
So it's good. I think the last episode came out today. I think it was the last one. It seemed like a real good season wrap-up, like at the end, but if there's another one, I'm surprised.
Are they planning on ending that show, or is it going to be one of those?
I think it's got a long plot line still to go, but it doesn't feel like it's going to wrap up soon.
I like shows that have like 6 seasons,
like Game of Thrones.
Yeah, just like an end, like
Breaking
Bad, where it's not like we're just. Not that I'm saying Ruby's bad in any sense, but like I just don't like.
Oh no,
I don't like One Piece or Naruto, like where there's like 17 seasons.
I much prefer when like a show like that's one of the things I love about Gravity Falls was it was start and go at the beginning because they're like, we don't know if kids like this. This is very like weird, dark.
Yeah,
humor
they had
with
to
fun.
go through that time of like we have to test it out, and if people don't like it, that's not gonna go.
But the thing was, is even since the pilot, like Alex Hirsch, who was the creator of half of the voices and the head animator, was like, I have the entire story planned out. It'll be 3 seasons. And they were like, and then like the second season hit and people loved it. And they're like, can we make it 4 or 5? And he's like, it's going to be 3 seasons.
Did they do 3 seasons?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like
Yep.
unceremoniously.
Yeah.
Nope.
Not canceled, but just like finished.
They finished
Oh,
all
so
of it.
it has a full arc.
Mhm.
Oh, cool.
It was so good. So many famous people are in it. I think I've talked about this on the podcast a while ago.
It's like, just have a good thing.
Yeah, like
It's not
he was
like-
he's like
just-
3 seasons is enough. Like, because that was the thing, is he saw it as acts. Like Act 1 is learning the characters, learning that this place is weird. Act 2, we're going to delve into the weird. We're going to find the conflict. You're going to meet the main bad guys. Arc 3, shit's weird. We're gonna end it.
We're gonna meet the scary Dorito.
You meet the scary Dorito season 1.
I still haven't seen Gravity Falls.
I've seen memes of Gravity.
Because it's not anywhere.
It's on Hulu.
It is on Hulu.
I'm sure I could probably.
I don't
find
have
it
Hulu though.
I probably could legally find it somewhere.
Yeah, totally legally.
Totally legally.
But yeah, it was always one of my favorite shows.
Yeah, like because I know I've read like an interview of the cast of RWBY, and they talk with like some of the creators too, like Miles Luna and them, and it's like since the beginning, like Monty and Miles and Carrie all had like the idea like all of the story points are pretty much set at this point, and they're just animating through it. But like they know it's a long series. They've known from the beginning. It's like this is gonna be a long ass series.
As long as there's I mean, I don't care if it's a long show. If there's like a,
I don't think they're not gonna One Piece it where it's going 18 years later.
yeah, and a lot of those longer shows are usually like episodic stuff where it's not serialized.
Yeah.
Like Friends, where it's like
Looking at you,
Every-
Doctor Who.
Yeah.
For fuck's sake, 55 years.
Yeah, I know that show.
I like
Jesus
it.
Christ.
Isn't it almost over though? Doesn't he only get so many more
Oh,
regenerations?
that rule's been out the window for fucking years. Because it was like originally like you only get 12
13?
regenerations.
Oh, 12.
You only get they're on 14 right now.
Didn't he manage to get his like thing doubled somehow?
Well, no, the thing is like it's kind of like the bureaucracy is in charge. Like after 11, the bureaucracy is like we're going to kill you if you regenerate again. And the problem is the half the story arc for the modern Who is like they're trapped in a time loop and can't do shit about it. Gonna keep regenerating. And now he's on like 14. So like, yeah, what I say? 12, 13, 14. Yeah.
Are you completely caught up with Doctor Who?
More or less.
I was going to ask how you felt about the new Doctor Who casting or
the
whatever.
woman or the Scottishman.
The woman.
I have hopes for her.
Yeah, like I mean I don't know much about Doctor Who, but I know everyone's angry about change.
Everyone's because the pinnacle of Doctor Who, it's going to end when he's a ginger. Because that's the peak for a Time Lord, is when you're a redhead, you're a god. And he, like, every generation's like, I wish I was ginger. And so, like, the show's going to end when they finally get a ginger guy. And so every year they're like, it's going to be Rupert Grint, because he's a ginger. It's going to be that guy that was in the new Star Wars, who plays Huxley, because he's a ginger. We want a ginger guy. Nobody wants the show to end. They just want the ginger guy, because that's the
Ed
peak.
Sheeran.
Oh
like
my God.
20 years.
Yeah.
But so that's one of the big things is every time someone says it's going to be the ginger, they find a guy that's definitely like. There's a cycle for them where it's like, this will never be my doctor. Oh, this is pretty good. The next doctor's going to suck, and the cycle again.
Yeah, I remember they were talking about that from like there was a huge. Like, I mean, everyone
nobody
loved
wanted
everyone loved David Tennant, and then
nobody wanted Smith, and then Smith was funny and goofy and dark, and then. They were like, he's going to be Scottish and angry and old. And everyone's like, nobody's going to want to watch an old doctor. And then
they were wrong.
Yeah, and then the old doctor's pretty cool. Like, my biggest complaint about it is that because the show's going on, they're breaking a lot of rules they set for themselves. Like, in the beginning, it was like, you can't do a paradox. You can't tamper with the past. And then, like, the 11th Doctor was creating paradoxes out the asshole, and the 12th Doctor's playing an electric guitar on a tank in the Middle Ages. And it's like, that's not what the Doctor was. He was all for historical integrity.
Yeah.
Like, that's my biggest flaw. But, like...
Was Bubblebutt Shimmerbuns ever a doctor?
Bumbly Buns Cabbage Patch was not a doctor.
Oh, okay.
He's always in talks, but that just means he's British.
They know that.
Yeah. But yeah, every time there's a discussion of a doctor, they're like, yeah, it could be, and then they name 3 really famous
He's
British
never
people,
gonna
and
do
it's
it.
never going to be them.
I wasn't sure because I
It's
knew
just
it
to
was
create-
Sherlock and
Yeah, it's always just to create buzz. Like, it's always like, oh, Benedict might be the doctor. And I was like, what? And then it's like, oh, this other famous British guy will be the doctor. And they're like, what? Yeah, and it's never going to be them. They always want to pick people that you least expect.
next Doctor, Link.
They do pick semi-famous people, but it's never an extremely famous person. Like, David Smith was... Nobody thought he was going to be good because he's a Shakespearean stage actor. And they were like, we're not sure how well he's going to transfer to the TV. And then he was brilliant. And then they were like, this kid's young and he doesn't have that much experience. He's only been in a few shows. And then Smith was brilliant.
David Tennant, you mean?
David Tennant was Shakespeare. Matt Smith is the young guy.
Okay.
He's the youngest
I think
guy
you
that
said David Smith, so I got
sorry.
confused for a second.
And
I was
then
like,
Peter
who's
Capaldi,
David Smith?
Peter Capaldi, the big joke with him was like the previous show he was on, he was a lawyer, and he said, fuck, way too much. And they were like, Doctor's wholesome. How's he gonna switch off from saying fuck all the time? I'm like, it's not that
He's
hard.
an actor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Believe it or not,
Yeah.
But it's like...
some do have range.
Yeah,
Yeah, some aren't limited to saying fuck a lot.
yeah, it is... I'm looking forward to seeing...
Some
'cause
aren't freaking Marky Mark who only will take roles
from
the
Boston.
I got a fucking cow being fucking...
Hey, Tree, how you doing, Tree? Oh, Plant, you can't kill us, Plant. You're making people die, Plant.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he's from Minnesota. Boston, you say? Minnesota,
Boston?
Mark. Boston. No, Mark.
Excuse our Boston accents.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's playing a German guy. Yeah, from Boston, Germany.
Zig Hail, am I right? I can't even
Jesus
do it.
Christ.
I was trying to do half
Cool.
German, half Boston, and that's what happened.
Well, don't.
Turned British. And
Went right to Nazism again. You hear Germany and you're like, Hitler.
Well, I mean, if
It's what they're known for.
any movie in Germany usually has to do with like Nazi time.
I'm gonna make a modern German movie. It's just gonna be people in Berlin just living.
Yeah, being at the pinnacle of society and smoking weed.
Yeah, it's just gonna be
That's Amsterdam.
Angela Merkel having a day.
Sure, they smoke
just
ton of
a
weed.
day of Angela Merkel.
It's just gonna be a freaking club with German techno music.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Angry German techno music.
Yeah. Angry German techno music.
That
That was like the perfect intro to like this song.
That's how the movie
dubstep?
opens.
Angry
German techno music.
It is that for 2 hours.
Yeah, no.
And it ends. No credits.
Well, I want one of those build-ups to like turn up where it's like boo do 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 do, and everyone's like getting crazy waiting for the drop,
And then it
goes-
never comes. There's no drop ever.
There's a video I found where it's like people waiting for the drop to happen, and this guy just keeps looping it, and it's like 8 minutes long, and people are starting to lose their minds.
They
Like,
just,
when
like,
is the drop going to happen?
You just like see them get like kind of confused. And,
Yeah, that's it. And then they're like, what is going on? Because they're all like, you know, there's like everyone has an internal timer. You know, like, it should happen right about now. And then it doesn't happen. And then it just keeps going.
Yeah.
And these
Oh,
people in this club are freaking out.
My favorite.
And then it finally hits and they go insane. But it's like a 15-minute long video.
That sounds
So,
like it's John
those-
Mulaney's seven
Seven
What's
plays
New
of What's New
Pussycat,
Pussycats.
followed by It's Not Unusual, followed by 7 more What's New Pussycat.
So that's my favorite. The other club movies I like watching are when like the drop leads to a song that does not follow the drop. Like it's like the drop is like Rick Astley's Never Gonna Give You Up. Now what I imagine being the ultimate power move and what could probably kill a man is 15-minute build up to a drop that leads into Rick Astley's Never Gonna Give You Up. And I think at that point we have to close the club.
The
You're
DJ
planning a
might be
15
murdered.
Yeah, you're planning a 15-minute Rickroll. You're sounding like South Park right now.
Yes.
Rickrolled everybody last season. Or the season before.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was 2 seasons ago.
They rickrolled themselves.
Who?
Because it was so unexpected.
This is why I'm not
for
legally
Trump
allowed.
to like... They're like, ah, crap.
We gotta redo some shit.
We gotta rickroll everyone now.
No more serialized.
Except it's still serialized. They're just like,
They're being
fuck politics right now.
Yeah.
How everyone should be.
My favorite thing, and I know we're not supposed to put, but I saw a tweet yesterday that was like, celebrities should stay out of politics, says someone who voted for a celebrity to be president. And I was like, it never really dawned on me that, like, yeah, we have a celebrity president, but also people hate when celebrities get involved in political talk.
Well, that's why people, people think, like, people can't do multiple things. So,
Yeah.
if the person is qualified enough to, like, hold office and also happens to be a celebrity, good on them, you know?
I don't know what
But-
Arnold Schwarzenegger did in California, but I'm sure he didn't fuck up
Governor.
that bad. I know he was governor. I don't know what he did as
I don't
governor.
think people were very happy with him, actually.
That was a weird
I
year
can't remember.
because
I don't know. I was too young to know.
the same time that he ran for governor, there were like 5 celebrities running for
I don't
governor.
know. Isn't Oprah running for president or something?
People
now?
want her to.
She said she is. Kanye said he is.
Oh,
The
God.
Dwayne
Rock.
The Rock. All right.
Philip DeFranco, 2020.
Who?
Philip DeFranco.
Who?
Neither of you watched the Philip DeFranco show. Never mind. He's this dude on YouTube who posts news articles about what's going on in the world, but he does them very unbiasedly. Like, he has a section where he, like, talks about the event, talks about the events and further research that has happened since the event happened, and then at the end, then he says, like, here's my opinion. So he flat out says it without skewing the facts into a bias, and he's really good. Really cool guy.
Nice.
And he's starting his own news network. It's
Nice.
pretty sweet.
Yeah, there was this weird thing because my grandmother had to take me to go to the dentist, and she listens to AM radio, like Republican political, and it's fine. But my grandmother will always ask me my opinions, and they're never what she wants to hear.
Oh, yeah.
Because one time they were talking about how, like, it's like, if we legalize marijuana, 90% of people that go to rehab it started with marijuana, and I was like, my grandma was like, do you know about that? I was like, yeah, that's wrong. It's mostly alcohol and sex. People that say they started with marijuana are usually on opioids, and they're going to rehab for the opioids. And that's only about 10% of rehab. And then she's like, well, that's not what that lady said. I was like, that lady's from Texas, and she just publicly called into a free radio station. She doesn't know.
We could just pull my mom and ask her.
Yeah.
She's a drug abuse counselor.
But then my grandmother asked me, she's like, how do you feel about legalizing marijuana? And at this point, I have to make a choice. Lie to my grandmother
and say no.
or get written out of the will.
Or to say, I don't know.
Well, no, I was like, I start it because she loves when I start things like this. And I was like, from a business standpoint, it's a brilliant concept. And then she's too afraid to ask me more questions.
From a business standpoint, I'd sell it.
From a business, because that was the thing. Like, from a business standpoint, you do 2 things. 1, you regulate it so that it goes into taxes. And 2, for those that you can't, make it public stock.
Yeah, and well, the whole idea, like, of making a drug legal, at least it helps keep it regulated, so you don't get people who put,
synthetics and all that shit
laced
in it.
into it, and at least it makes it like I don't really have enough information to make an opinion that I'm willing to publicly discuss. I do have an opinion, but I will not talk about it.
Yeah, that's fine. I don't know. If alcohol is legal.
But that was another thing she pointed up is she's like, Colorado has higher car crash rates now that marijuana is legal. And I literally, in the car, I was like, Graham, I'm sorry. And I Googled it. And there have been 3 studies of car crashes related to marijuana use. And so 2 of them said there has been no change. And it was from the National Drug something, and the National Marijuana something. So 2 things. And the third one was like, it has spiked drastically. And it was from the National Insurance Agency. And it was like, well, I'm not going to say one of these groups is biased to make it sound like we need more insurance.
But one of these groups.
Yeah, but I'm not sure that we should be taking our information. I feel like we should take this information because it was like, it's one was like it's increased to about 0.9% to a percent. There's been an increase in car crash. One was like it's wavered from month to month since it's been legalized, and but it's never crested 2%.
I think there's no way to tell.
I think it's important to. It's one, yeah.
Yeah,
you can't waiting like what 2 or 3 years.
Yeah,
but that's as they were going monthly, and I was like, at most it's increased 0.91%. So there's been maybe 5 or 10 more car crashes. The other one was like
that could just be anything.
Yeah, but they were
an influx,
and then they were like, yeah, it fluctuates month to month, but it never crests 2% in either direction. And then the insurance agency test was like, they've increased 20% since the legalization of marijuana, and I was like, that doesn't sound anything like the other two. Where are these sources coming from? And I was like,
movies are cool, am I right?
Yeah.
I don't know. All I have to say about that is like,
we already talked about movies. Better get fucking with it.
Dallas Buyers Club. There's drugs in that.
Yeah,
they're not approved.
Don't care about marijuana. Like, either way, just take care of this opioid epidemic that has been going on for like 5-10 years now.
Heroin is a hell of a drug.
Correct. That's the problem.
Yeah, that's the end problem. The beginning is just doctors are dumb sometimes.
Yeah.
And pharmaceutical companies are super dumb all the time.
100%
of the time.
I know I keep saying watch Dallas Buyers Club, but like if you want to hear about like pharma situations and like the FDA, and just watch that movie. One, it's like a really amazing story about like AIDS and all that, but like what they talk about with how pharmaceuticals treat people, and like it's really crazy.
Yeah, in my class that I took last semester on biochem diseases, and it was basically a class on a bunch of genetic diseases and then treatments and shit for it. My professor made a point like a few times of just like, here's how much it costs to make this drug, and it's like, cost them to make and package about like $85. They're selling it for like 10 grand. It's like, oh yeah, it's like, but you know, they have to make up their overhead for all the research put in. It's like, yeah, but like, you know how much you're gonna sell of this cancer treatment or this like, what was the other one? There was an muscular dystrophy one that was ridiculous. It's like, oh yeah, and then like he would always have a graph of, here's what it costs in the U.S., ridiculous. Here's what it costs in like Canada. Oh look, it's not drastic.
Yeah, it's
not at all drastic.
I'm taking this new medication for, well, not new. I have a medication that I take now, and it's for, if anyone's been trekking my hair journey, I had these like injections done to help regrow hair, which has really helped, and then I eventually started taking this thing called finasteride. It's also called Propecia, if you never heard of that. Basically, it maintains hair follicle and it also thickens it. My doctor dude who got it was like, buy it through Canada because it will be so much cheaper. I didn't end up, but it was cheaper, but I ended up finding this coupon that allowed me to buy it in America, like, so I could just go to my drug place right down the store and got it for a fraction of I bought like a 6-month supply for $80, which would normally cost $400 to $500. So, you know, I saved a lot of money.
Can I tell you the big difference between Canada and America in terms of pharmaceuticals?
It's because pharmaceuticals can negotiate with the Canadian government on price. The Canadian government can negotiate with pharmaceuticals on prices through their government healthcare, also free healthcare. But in the U.S., the government has no negotiations with pharmaceutical companies. They can charge whatever they want.
There are also,
like gas
though there's not a lot, there are enough regulations that it's like one of the big things most of the business teachers tell me at my college is they're like, if you buy like a pill at Tops or Walmart and it's like a vitamin D pill or a vitamin B pill, it's a coin flip on if there's any vitamin B or D in that pill for you.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. When I took my nutrition class, like I don't even know if this multivitamin I take is literally doing anything for me. But a lot of I forgot what I feel dumb. But in my nutrition class that I took, they said like you need to look for a certain thing on packaging to guarantee that this actually is going to do anything for you. Because a lot of the vitamins that they sell.
They aren't regulated by the FDA.
Yeah, a lot of the vitamins have no regulation, so they literally just do nothing.
It's why there's a lot of times there was a treatment that was given for, I'm pretty sure it was muscular dystrophy, where you would take, there was a medication, an actual medication you would take, and it would say it's helpful if you take like a supplement, but it was arguable, like there were doctors who were like, you really shouldn't give this, like, because it's not a medication. It's an over-the-counter. Just you buy it, and there's no guarantee that what you're buying or what they say is on the package is what you're buying. Like you needed like a D form of some kind of compound, and that supposedly would help get rid of a molecule that would build up. And it would help it, like, it would solubilize it and you could pee it out. And there was not regulated, though. Which is terrible.
Yeah.
It's not, like, again, regulations can be bad and sometimes, but anytime...
Mass regulation.
Anytime you have to ingest something and it's, like, a health item, should really just kind of be regulated.
Or do enough research to know.
Yeah, and also that.
Like, because there's some stuff, like, that's the whole thing in the Dallas Buyers Club movie. So I remember what the drug is. So it's like right as the AIDS epidemic was, like, really starting to pick up, and this pharmaceutical company releases this drug called AZT. And they were giving really strong doses to people, but they did this testing phase on animals, and they saw that the AZT just, like, you know, stopped the disease, but it helped bring up T cell count, but it completely destroyed the person's immune system, something like that. But they were like, but now we figured out, like, if we lower the dosage a little bit and then we give them to this, it'll be fine. And then, like, one of the main characters was like, did you test another animal phase? And they're like, well, actually the FDA approved us to go straight to human testing or clinicals. And they're like, so we want to, you know, give your facility a test to a bit, like, you know, do a trial run here, you know, like a double-blind placebo test. And then at the end it's like, and we'll give a nice bonus to all the doctors that participate. So they pay them off, and then, you know, and
so
then
the doctors are pushing patients to, like,
and that prescription for those pills was $10,000 a year to take that, and you know, people are dying. So, of course, they're going to spend $10,000. So then they started giving all these people this medication that was just killing people because they're already, like, if you know anything about AIDS and HIV, like, once you get it, like, especially with AIDS, AIDS is not killing you. It's your lack of immune system makes you more susceptible to getting things like pneumonia or whatever, you know, like
complications, not the actual disease.
Exactly, you know. So, and then what AZT was doing was like short-term effects. Yeah, fine, but literally
increases.
Yeah, but then your immune system is completely destroyed and you die. Like, and but the FDA approved it, so this dude decides to, like, start buying all these drugs that aren't regulated, and he gets them from all these different countries that have them, and creates this Dallas Buyers Club or whatever. I don't want to spoil too much of the movie for you, but, you know, but then the FDA just starts attacking him because FDA made a deal with this pharma company to sell this drug and keep it regulated and approved, and it's crazy stuff to think about, you know, how much control they decide to keep control where they want to keep control to make people purchase stuff. So
yeah, there was a drug. Well, it's a treatment that is now, they've found a way to do it safely, but it's genetic modification where they inject a virus capsule that contains something you want to change in your genome for, like, a genetic disorder, and the original tests for it, they got through animal trials, and there was some complications, but the FDA pushed them through to clinicals. Besides looking at it as like, go on to clinicals. We want to, like, there was like a not an epidemic, but a pandemic. No, it was one of those terms. Is for,
Sure.
It's a localized thing, but they wanted to do it, and they went through and they pushed it through, and they got through.
And this is for genetic diseases.
Yeah, and this is they went through. They got up to the 4th person in the first clinical trial, which normally for a clinical trial you will do very slowly for the first round, where you get 1 or 2 people, and like they're on it for a couple months, and then it's like, okay, there's no side effects right now for them. Get in more people. So they got in the 4th person, probably like 6 months, a year in.
Yeah.
And one of the first patients, actually like a 12, 14-year-old boy, got cancer and died because something that was in the AV particle fucked up everything else in the cells it got into, and it was like really bad. Like, and they were like, okay, yeah, we're gonna take that off of clinical trial. It's like, okay, yeah, maybe not push that in, because then like you look back and it's like, oh, look at the animals that were originally tested on. Oh, they're dead. They died of cancer.
Yeah.
Incredible. Good job. But now,
money,
not to scare people away from those treatments, they have found a good way to do
I've heard about this, where they inject the virus in it.
Yeah, it's usually an AAV8 particle where there's 5 and 9. They target different organs, and it's super safe.
Yeah.
They know what.
The same thing with like AZT now, is that AZT is still used, but it's very, very small dose mixed with a ton of other.
Yeah, you get AIDS is treated with a cocktail of 5 different things.
Something like that.
They target 5 different things that can be targeted on the HIV, because attacking a retrovirus is freaking impossible.
Yeah, you're married to it.
Pretty much.
The rest of your life.
You can't get rid of it.
Yeah.
It's not like taking out a bacteria or normal virus.
No. Yeah, it's crazy stuff.
Just taking out bacteria is getting harder.
It's just crazy. Yeah, also like
because we threw penicillin at everything, and now everything's resistant to penicillin.
Yeah,
super cool.
That's probably how we're gonna go.
Yeah,
probably gonna be some sort of
super disease.
It's gonna be another disease that wipes us. Anyway, well, it's a crazy thing about. There's just corruption everywhere.
The plagues, man. Oh, the plagues. Oh, influenza, but also bubonic plague.
I think the Vlog brothers, John and Hank Green, they do like you know about these guys, right?
Yeah,
I know you definitely do.
Love those guys.
John and Hank Green. I think it was John just talked about. It was John. He was just talking about like how he thinks we're gonna go. He had a question Tuesday, and he was like, "How do you think we're going to go?" And he's like, "Probably by some sort of disease is gonna wipe us out again." But then he's like, "But more and more." Probably ourselves are going to be our own undoing. And it's like, the more and more we look at things now, it's just getting worse.
It's like at this point, it's a race between can we kill ourselves before that super disease comes out.
Yeah.
Interesting thoughts. Mm-hmm. Good old Saturday thoughts.
Yeah. What time is it? How long were we recording? Like an hour or something?
Hour 45.
Yeah.
We've covered a lot.
Some weird subjects there.
Yeah.
I mean...
Full spectrum. Full spectrum.
Video games. Do we have anything? Monster Hunter will be out by the
Division's
next time.
really cool. Play Division.
Shut your mouth. Ben, you're so funny.
Shut your mouth. Freaking, what was the thing I dissed you on and I had really good reason to? I can't even
if you can't remember, there was no good reasons.
Yeah. I think it was the first time that the 3 of us played Overwatch. Oh, we played it like a week ago, but like we played it and I actually had a good time. I had a few beers in me, but I had a good time.
I didn't.
I was indifferent. After we were done, I played Team Fortress 2 and I was like, this was such a better thing.
I've been playing the Division for the past week and haven't touched Overwatch, and then once Monster Hunter comes in, I literally might just uninstall Overwatch.
Yeah, I can't wait for that to come out. Also, I've been speedrunning Super Mario Odyssey.
Oh, yeah?
How are your splits doing?
I haven't taken new splits. I've just been going on and working mechanics in each place. I haven't putting... the first 2 days, I put 6 hours each day into it and just got through videos and tutorials of here's what the route is.
Yeah, nice. It's cool.
Yeah, so...
speedrunner in the house.
It was 152 total time for me to beat it, which is 50 or 49 or 48 minutes above world record, which isn't bad. World record of a 104.
Yeah, you'll get there.
But
You'll cut pretty big chunks off. Like we already talked about it, but like it's once you get closer, then like it's gonna be minute shaves.
Yeah.
But like you'll drop from probably like from 40 to 20 minutes off, and then
It's like swimming, where it's like, oh yeah, you dropped 5 minutes, and then you work the whole rest of the season on working like 10
30
seconds.
seconds. Yeah.
But yeah, it's super fun too. Like Mario mechanics are always the most fun out of any platformer. Like the
Jumpman.
every jump you make is like, it feels good. It's almost exactly where you want it to go, unless you're trying to speed run and it's like, oh yeah, do this exact movement.
Yeah.
And don't fuck up, or else you're gonna just die and restart the level.
I saw on a GDQ. I watched the Bloodborne speedrun. Did you watch that one?
I only saw some of it. I didn't watch the whole
It
thing.
is awesome. The
Really?
commentator is the best guy
is he?
ever. He's probably one of my favorite runs I've ever seen. He's just like this overwhelmingly positive force that is super funny and just really cool.
Nice.
And he's narrating like everything that he's doing, like in the bosses where it's like, I'm going to do an L1, L1, R1, L1, L1, so that's 5 hits. I'm going to back off, roll back in, do this, and it's like kind of like very vividly describing how the fights go, but, you know, it's really funny too. It was cool.
Yeah, I think I only saw when he finished the game, or I think it was finished. I don't know. He fought like those weird big humanoid, like whitish blue dudes with the big heads.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched that, and I watched...
So that was like while he was in the DLC stuff still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I watched something else. I watched some of the other run, but I was... I forgot what I was doing. I don't know. I had something I had to do while it was going on, but...
It was really cool.
Yeah, that block was... I wish I would have like sat down and paid attention to it, like the Dark Souls 3, Bloodborne, and then I played something before.
That's like one of my favorite runs I've ever watched. There's another really good one that it's an older one. The guy's not apparently like allowed to go to GDQ anymore or something. It's Bonesaw. He did like a Jack and Daxter run a few years ago. It was really funny, but
I haven't played that game in fucking ages.
they released it for PlayStation 4, the trilogy.
I don't have money.
I wonder how expensive. Because like apparently Naughty Dog's like, here's Crash Bandicoot, here's Jack and Daxter. It's not like a complete remaster, but
yeah, people are waiting for the Spyro trilogy to be the next one.
who did Spyro? Is that Insomniac? I
I
think.
think it's Insomniac.
Yeah, pretty sure.
Yeah.
Ratchet and Clank people. Yeah, I'd be totally down for like either even a sequel to Jack and Daxter's games. Like Jack and Daxter, Jak 2, and Jak 3 are some of my favorite games as a kid. I love those games.
I think I only played one. I got a PlayStation, like the portable one.
Oh, I'm sorry for you. That game's terrible.
Yeah, I played it. There was a Jack and Daxter ad that like MX versus ATV, and I was like, oh, why'd I get this? And I didn't get it.
No, it's not good. It's the ones on console are amazing. They're Naughty Dog, you know.
Yeah.
Like Naughty Dog. Well, you don't.
Always does good.
Your Naughty Dog experiences aren't necessarily the best. You're not the biggest Uncharted fan.
Oh yeah.
So-
I don't know. I like Crash. I've played a couple of them.
They have really good platformers. They were like some of the original platformers for 3D.
Yeah, I mean, playing it now, I wouldn't say it's a good platformer comparison.
Oh yeah, I mean it's a different era
Good
of
Lord.
platforming.
I can't land any jump ever in making that game.
And the new, I mean they polished a lot of it for like the remaster, so it's easier and more understandable. But yeah, even those old games, like, I mean, it was pretty like, this is awesome, you know? And it was in that time of video game mascots with crazy, zany, like, he's a bandicoot. What's a bandicoot? I don't know.
Yeah.
His name's Crash. Look at that dude. Look at that evil scientist with a big forehead and a squiggle.
Me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm ready for Monster Hunter. I downloaded the beta again because they're doing their third and final beta, and they released the flagship character or the flagship boss of the game is a hunt now, and it's called Narragante. And you watch me just trying to like kind of mess around with it solo. Awful, just awful. Like all of the other bosses we fought, like, yes, they have tough moves, but all reasonable hitboxes, felt
Doable.
really fair. You know, like my fault was some bad, AI mechanics with the boss kind of screwing me over sometimes, but very rarely because they're really good with their AI. But a lot of it was my fault. Me bad positioning, me bad times on my swings. This boss just blew me, okay? Completely just awful.
That good, huh?
Yeah.
I've never been good at those types of games.
Yeah.
You should download it and we'll play with you.
Yeah, because Josh will have the PlayStation.
Oh yeah, you're leaving soon. Tonight's the last night with James.
Oh yeah.
What are we doing tonight?
I don't know.
I want to go to the comic book shop just because I want
Go
a
to
bubble
Pulp.
tea, and
Right.
I want to buy comics before I camp for 2 months.
Okay.
After
And
that,
then we'll find something.
Yeah.
So.
Sure.
But
there's cocaine
What about-
somewhere.
for what?
Yes, not cocaine. Why would we do cocaine? We don't
Um.
abuse the substances here. Disclaimer: don't do drugs. Drugs are bad. Your life will go down a spiral. Big Pharma's out to get you.
I just like me and you were talking about something, and then James is like talking directly to the audience about drugs.
Well, because
I turned. I'm like, wait, what's going on here about cocaine?
Because you said we'd do something, and I said like cocaine, and then there was a silence, and then you picked up, and I was like, all right, I should probably say that we don't do cocaine here.
Right.
Totally.
Ben, stop helping. We don't do cocaine here.
Right. Time to go. Okay.
I forgot what we were even talking about.
I'm gonna murder a man. Who wants to eat a face with me?
All right, that's bath salts.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Zombie man, not just bath salts.
Yeah, that's what you do. For the longest
Oh
time,
man,
I thought
that's been a while since.
for the longest time, I
Good
thought
old
like
Florida.
Yeah.
bath salts were legitimately just like those little like pink rocks, and I was like, those seem awful. And then I was like,
These are just bath bombs.
Yeah,
and
no,
that's
like-
what you think. Like this is the
because there was
worst.
like the little like the literal salts that you put in the bath, and apparently I was like, they just looked like it. Like it was a drug that looked like bath salts. It wasn't, and I was like, why do they keep selling bath salts? You'd think
How
those
is this on the shelves?
Like I saw that, my mom was like, this is because I'm an idiot. I think my sister and my mom was just like, dude, it's just the name. Like, it's not actual bath salt. It just looked like it. And I was like, what?
Look at all these weeds on the ground, guys. It's everywhere. We're gonna get busted. Rip out those daisies. Put them in a pipe.
I love the game of, is this a real Florida headline or not?
Oh, yeah.
Because it's always
Faker,
the
Florida.
best.
Baker, Florida. It's my favorite game show.
Just
Isn't that Seth Meyer thing?
Yeah.
You started it? Yeah.
Josh brought up, we went out to dinner last night with my grandparents, and he brought up the Wikipedia game, which is something I haven't heard of in ages. Did you ever play the Wikipedia game?
Where it's like you can find anything within 4 clicks.
Oh,
you can
yeah.
connect anything.
It's more or less that, but it was like,
or it's like find Nick Cage.
Yeah, it's like,
Or
no,
Kevin
it was
Bacon's.
like see how long it takes you to connect these two things. And Josh was like, because Josh doesn't do anything in robotics, because he's learning stuff. So they played the Wikipedia game, and this girl had to go from the creation of the universe
To peanut butter tribadism.
to the second coming of Jesus Christ. And he said it took her 10 minutes. And so I'm going to post this challenge to you, the listeners. Tell me how long it takes you to go from Crash Bandicoot to Tom Petty. And then post that in the comments.
Interesting.
Topical.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because you see, full circle.
Like it. Yeah.
Yeah, tell us how many clicks it takes you. Tell us where you go, what your story is.
Let's try that.
I want... So... my birthday's coming up soon.
Correct.
Oh, no, it is.
No, that's
gosh
not
darn.
it's not the point of like, guys, no,
Yeah.
but like, I think I'm going to ask for like editing software
Yeah.
for my birthday, but I also want to get a camera soon. Now I was thinking, because like, I was thinking of, we've been hanging out the few past nights and it, like having like really fun stuff happen where we played some games that were really like entertaining, and
Oh,
We
yeah.
need a capture card as well.
we also need a capture card yet.
Baby steps.
Capture card's probably going to be cheaper than a camera, but I really want to do that and maybe post some like gameplay footage or some live action stuff too with the podcast. But I really want to do the drinking Broforce,
Oh,
Drink-
my God.
yeah.
because that game is just brutal. Like,
Yeah.
it's so like
I think the best way to do that is shot if you don't get the helicopter at the end.
I was thinking, well,
Or
that might
sip
be
every death.
Sip every death,
sip every-
and on a mission fail. If we all die, then we all have to take a shot.
Oh, we're fucked.
We're fucked.
Yeah, we still need to take a sip there.
And this is how you have to make it good, and this will kind of help us, because fuck you, Ben. If you're alive and you miss the helicopter, down your drink. Because when Ben's going solo, of course he's going to make the helicopter. But if it's Ben and me, and Ben screws me out of the helicopter, clug glug.
Yeah. There's some game we
I'll
gotta figure
have
out.
to just kill myself before it gets to the
crap!
helicopter.
Dive off.
I got it twice.
I see the helicopter.
I think so. Yeah, you got like 2 or 3 times.
In like 40 levels.
Mm-hmm.
We played through the whole thing.
I was alive for only probably like 10 of them.
There are, and we are so close to it now. This is, meta's not the right word, but it's an insight into how we've only been doing this for a year, but there are so many things we can do now that we have the YouTube up and running. Like, we're gaming channel, like, not challenge videos, but like, kind of like that, the drinking challenges.
Well, we're not going to do type of challenge. I think, I want to, because with gameplay things where it's just like, we're going to sit down and watch people play games, like, I think that is fun in its own right. There's plenty of channels that do that well. Like, I still like to enjoy watching Game Grumps, but, like, I adding a twist onto it, it makes it funner for us, too. But, like, so if we turn it into a drinking game or some sort of... But also I want to do, like, the Code Talkers. Like, do a live action thing. Because, personally, for me, that would make me work on my editing skills. Because what I'd want to put up for the audience is, like, a board that has all of, like, you know how there's a rectangle that has, like, you know, reds and blues on there. Like, you could put that on the screen and fill those out. And then have, like, a top-down camera looking so people can, like, look at this, like, digital thing I put in to see who has to guess. And then, so that way, they still don't know what I'm talking about, but if, like, I gave out a hint, you know, where... Should probably also describe Code Talkers. Code Talkers is a game where you have to, like... You only get to... There's these cards put on the board. Certain ones are selected for you.
Yeah.
And then you only get to say how many... cards your hint relates to, and then you get to say a one-word hint. So if there's, like, a shovel and dirt, you would say, you know, like, 2 hole or something like that. And then your partner on the opposite side has to look for whatever those clues are.
Fun fact, there's no dirt in a hole.
But they're all connected, man. Come on.
Yeah. The other
I'll kill you. I'll bite your face off.
The other one that... we almost had, which was really cool, was the cards on the table were like plate, stadium, and organ, and it was like baseball 3 was the clue. And from there, that's the thing though, is like you're not gonna get all of them if it's for 3. Like we got plate and we got stadium, and for me, organ was something because they play organ at like old-timey baseball games, but Crow has never heard that. It's only at the hockey games, and so that's something he would miss. And so then the other team would go, and then you'd come back, and you can try again, giving another hit for that.
But it's cool because there's like it makes your brain think differently because there's different ways to think of the word associations. Because you know, sometimes like if it said what
was the one? Mine was the word was like spill, and I said gravity because I was thinking, oh, you spill it, it's going down. Yeah, it dropped. And Ben was thinking like space. And so there was an alien
I said
card.
there was like star on there, and I was stuck in that. But also like connecting words, like how you said like baseball's the hint, and like if you just saw plate, like it didn't register to me for a second because my brain was thinking differently. I wasn't thinking. I was like, how would a plate associate with baseball? But
you were thinking like about
baseball plate, and it's like, oh, okay, now it makes sense. You know, but if I heard stadium, I wouldn't even think about baseball stadium. I'm just like. Baseball's played at a stadium. So that's like how my brain was working. But then I was like, oh, like baseball played, baseball stadium.
And that's the thing that was always like what you had to guess the person was going for. Because like you'd look around, they'd say a word, and you'd look around the board. It's like there's nothing I really like associate with that word, like synonymous. Or, like, but then there's also the possibility of they mean like that word, and then you put another word after or before it, and it might work like that too. Because I think it was James. He gave you bench, and he wanted you to get to press.
Press,
yeah.
And I was like, ice cream bench?
Yeah. Which what
weird. I don't understand, but it just made sense to me.
The worst part was it was weird, and all of us went, no, that makes sense, and we just kind of left it there.
we were all just like, we're going to finish this game. I think we ended that 2-2 with me and John versus you and Ben.
Yeah, we tied it up at the end. But
why do we play one more? I'm just kidding.
Because I had to go home. My mom was texting me.
Because we went to Denny's for no reason.
There was definitely a reason behind that, whether you know it or not.
not getting a Grand Slamwich again. Not my favorite thing in the world.
Yeah.
Ben's caramel sauce on my pancakes. That's not a euphemism, I swear. Really filled me up.
It's a euphemism.
But kind of back to the main point, because we were talking about that, it is now that we have the YouTube channel, we have more possibilities. Like, we can do gamings. We can do, like, the challenges, like we can do board games. We can put up the D&Ds.
Sure.
We did skits.
There's totally sketches that I would want to do. There's some stupid stuff that's been
like. Do you remember the poker sketch we wrote? Ages ago?
Yeah.
Like, I would love to get that on YouTube for no reason.
I wouldn't.
You're raising.
I want to.
You're raising obnoxiously. No, you're raising obnoxiously. Hell yeah, they're raising obnoxiously. Get out of here.
Freaking. What is it? Announcer dude,
yeah,
commentators
the weirdly aroused
and more aroused by it.
These two,
I'm raising constantly.
The sketch was like two guys that don't know how to play poker have made it to these poker championships, and they're being idiots in poker. The announcer for it is getting more and more aroused by it for some reason we don't know, and then the guy that's dealing
the dealer was just getting more and more frustrated.
Yeah.
So you have two straight men who are the players. And then you have the dude who's in disbelief, and then you have the weird dude.
Yeah.
So there was some interesting. Yeah, there's some stuff.
But we can start doing that now.
Yeah, it'd be fun. Anyway, yeah, let's give you all of our future plans and not execute on them.
Well, we'll give them stuff to look forward
D&D
to.
podcasting coming in 2020. Vote Crow for president.
Crow won't be old enough for president.
That's what you think. I am 38.
Then you're already old enough.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
That's why I said that's what you think.
Crow, that was the word.
No, it made sense. I get it.
No, because if I said
James,
you're not
you're
old,
the wrong.
If you said you're not old enough yet, and your response was I'm already old enough, that would have made sense. But you went no, I'm 38, which would imply that by then you're just going to be super ready for it. But he didn't try to deny my original
he said
claim.
that's what you think.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he was like...
Yeah, but that's what you
that,
think would have countered my you won't be old enough, which means that, yeah, by then he'll be old enough. But in the case of this bit, he's already old enough.
James, you're out.
You lost.
You lost.
You lost 2-1. You lost.
We're cutting you off.
Because Tweedledum over here doesn't count, because he thinks there's 9 cubic feet of intestines in your body.
Alright, let's call in someone else to settle this, okay?
We'll call an expert.
Don't try to... don't deflect. I'm not deflection
I'm not
when
deflecting.
I see deflections.
I'm not deflecting.
End the podcast!
Because I tried to defend it, and then you both
can't
said
end it
I
on this
deflected.
gold.
No, we're doing it live! I'm explaining myself!
Goodbye, everybody.
Man, there's a lot of blocks there. You hit the wrong button.
Fuck!
Alright, thanks for watching, everybody. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe
I'm
if you
Ben.
want to see more of this. I'm your host, Crow. This was the last time we're ever letting James on the podcast.
Thank God. I've been telling you to get new guests for ages.
Next episode, just the boring two people again.
Yep, probably a lot of Monster Hunter. A lot of Monster Hunter. That is a week away.
No, it's totally out because this is February.
Oh my God, you're right.
Why haven't we been playing Monster Hunter?
We'll be right back.